fans. Welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris with you, yours truly. That's Danny Marang. To my left, that's Casey Smith over there on the ones and twos. Happy little Friday. We made it. We made it. As we always say, we made it.
We got him, boys.
Tis a good day.
Take that. Take that. I'm very excited to be here. Although bummer news this morning on that Garrett Anderson thing.
Yeah, right?
I just came across. See, when people I watched most of their careers start dying,
You're like, oh.
I start freaking out. And you said the best thing. We are now at the age where we could drop dead of a heart attack.
Yeah, dude, you just don't know. He's 53.
Yeah, 53.
I'm like, damn, man. Like,
And as I look at my fat ass on the YouTube, I'm like, yeah, that guy could have a heart attack at any moment.
why do you think I'm trying to be less fat?
I think I'm just going to try to be equally fat.
There's a lot less of me now, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, there's a lot more of me these days. Probably more than ever, I say.
You aren't midlife crisising enough yet.
I know. I don't know how to trigger that.
Oh, it just happens.
It just happens?
Yeah, it just happens.
I got a pretty solid life, man. I got a good partner,
Just wait.
good kids, good job.
Just wait. Something will happen.
I get a car. I don't need like a new car.
See, my most expensive thing was golf clubs.
And I don't golf.
I didn't until
I got my
a year ago.
My stereo's all good to go.
You didn't start gambling up until how recent?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know if that. I don't know if that's real gambling.
The hard pivot is when he becomes like a 3-gun competition shooter. Like he's going to go from absolutely despising guns to being John Wick. I'm going to love every second of
I'm going
it.
to be the dude with just his regular glasses shooting.
Yes.
Without all the tricks. I just have found my calling in
Cigarette
life.
hanging from your lip.
Oh, dude, amazing.
That guy is so rad.
Cold-blooded.
I mean, just he doesn't have the cyborg eyepiece or anything like that. He's just got one eye open. Just, I got this.
God, now I'm thinking about how to trigger a midlife crisis.
Oh, don't worry, it'll just happen.
I am going to the Wallflowers tonight.
There you go.
That's borderline midlife crisis.
Oh, you're gonna look around the room and go, oh.
I was talking to my barista this morning and said the same kind of thing. Like, that album came out, I think I was like 12 when it came out, which means if you were 25 when it came out, that puts you knocking on 55. There might be some 60-year-olds in that crowd. Like, is this are we sitting down the entire show?
It might be a sit-down kind of show with a nice
boy.
applause after each song.
Oh,
It's like the
boy.
plane's landing.
Oh, God. The end of a movie.
Yeah.
America won the war. Damn right.
I saw a couple, some like TikTok or IG reel or something like that. They were Rochambeauing for "Loser Had to Clap When the Plane Landed." And I was like, oh, that's diabolical. I love it.
What an opportunity.
Oh, it was so great. He lost. And
See,
then
that's a bet with stakes in it.
right? And it couldn't be just a,
You
like
have to-
you had to, she's filming, and you could see the secondhand embarrassment on her face. He's just like, I guess wind up to it. He finally gives the full, like,
I think you got to stand
oh,
up, too.
he does like the half stand, and you can see the people behind him like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, and he's a ghost. He's not faking it. He is so embarrassed. And it's like, ooh, those are the kind of stakes that I like to see.
See,
in life.
that's the gambling I'm interested
Yeah.
in. That's why I had to pay up on you for a sandwich bet.
Yeah.
I just paid up for Sprague on a breakfast burrito.
There you go.
That's the kind of gambling I'm into. That's real stakes. Money, but like the burrito, I had to go get the burrito.
Yeah.
And bring it back over and pity give it to him. I couldn't just like Venmo him $8.
No.
And I don't like the
I like
cash.
skin in the game.
I don't like the cash.
I mean, I've had so many haircut bets. I can't, like, I lost one, had to get cornrows. Like, that was miserable. My buddy put him in so tight, I looked like I stuck my finger in a light socket for 2 weeks. My eyebrows were mid-forehead. It was bad. I had to get my left nipple pierced.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was not fun.
Man down.
Whoa.
7:30. Hip in distress.
Yeah, the left nipple still has, like, the indent in it.
You don't still have it pierced?
Oh, no.
Oh, I think if I lose a bet and have to pierce a nipple, I think you hold on to that bad boy.
It was a couple months just because I was like, well, I got it.
I think you hold on to that bad boy, dude. I can't wait. Like, then you're 70 and you've got a pierced nipple.
Just like, what's his name in...
just like hanging there.
Waterboy, just sitting there in the overalls, just pulling away.
With a Mountain Dew and a cheeseburger playing some Call of Duty.
Yeah, no. It got caught on the Under Armour a lot.
Oh, dude, gross.
A lot. I was like, yeah, this has got to come out.
No piercings. This body's clean. The one tattoo. No jewelry, just the wedding ring, no piercings.
Danny just has a secret Prince Albert.
There you go. Just a little jangle. Just a little hip thrust, a little ding, 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 ding. Yeah, no, I wouldn't gamble that. I wouldn't do that.
No.
No.
What is? Ooh, man. So now you've got me thinking. What's a higher stakes of actual no stakes than clapping when the plane lands? Because that is so cringy.
Oh, it is.
Is there anything worse than that?
Clapping in the theater. It's dark.
I'd rather clap at the end of a movie than an airplane, without a doubt.
Because
you've been sitting next to I don't have to sit next to people at the movie theater.
And it's dark.
It's dark.
You can kind of pass it off as you're walking out. But if you stand up and clap on a plane, there's that walk of shame down the aisle. And then
and you know us, we're poor, so we're in the back. Mm-hmm. So everybody knows.
But we're the last ones off, too.
And everybody in front of us is walking, going, "Who the F clapped?" Mm-hmm. There's just a mob waiting in the terminal,
just with pitchforks and torches.
Get back on the plane.
No. You sit.
Yeah,
you wait till they're done cleaning.
But then you can be the guy who gaslights the people in the front who don't know who started it, and then you go, "God, that jerk back there clapping one."
Don't worry, guys. I killed him. I threw him overboard. Yeah, I gave him a swirly.
Don't worry, I took handle. I took care of it.
In the airplane bathroom. I don't even know how you would give a swirly. I feel like you could get really hurt. Well, there's no water in the bowl. So then when the thing goes and it's like that huge vacuum, I feel like that could really screw you up.
Ooh, there you go.
Now, that's too dangerous. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about high stakes that are actually no stakes. Nothing is going to happen to you if you clap when a plane lands, except for sheer and utter embarrassment.
Guillermo Mota, the sports director at K2, he's got a bet. It wasn't the Blazers making the playoffs. It might have been if they beat the Spurs, which is obviously very low stakes. But he said he'd get the pinwheel tattooed on the inside of his knee.
Like the side or behind?
Like the side.
Oh.
And I was like, brother, that's a painful tattoo.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
There ain't much there.
I'd rather get it on my butt cheek.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing to work with there.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't
get me wrong. There's plenty of real estate, but there's no...
That's just fat and gristle right there.
I kind of wonder, how well does a tattoo stay in the butt?
I think it does okay.
You know what I mean?
I think it does okay.
Is this because there's just a lot there?
Well, and you sit on it a lot. Like, if you rub your tattaoo... Yeah, I don't know. Mine's only on my arm. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but being able to sit, do you do like the hemorrhoid pillow while it's healing?
Oh, yeah.
Do you just like on one cheek the whole time?
How do you bathe? How do you shower?
Do you just do do you just do saran wrap around your waist and butt? And
well, I got to the front side of my butt needs to get cleaned every day.
You do it up high.
Also, the inside of my butt needs to get cleaned every day.
There's that new skin stuff.
Mark.
There you go. Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, you should.
You should do that.
Now I'm over 40. Now they have medical professionals that need to do that for me.
100%. No, going back to the heart attack of it all, like it just made me come full circle to that. Like just the realization that the old Widowmaker could come along like that.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. We were talking about like I could just be in my place all alone.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody come home. I have a heart attack getting out of the shower. Someone finds my dead, fat, naked body on the floor.
Like I was telling you. The wife takes the little two to school, and my oldest is like got headphones on, and I just have a heart attack, and I'm passed out on the ground.
You're just sitting there taking a pee, and
it's 15 minutes to get to school, 15 minutes to get back. That's out, dude. I'm dead.
You're gone.
Yeah, they ain't bringing me back, or I'm a vegetable.
That's your midlife crisis right there.
Being a vegetable? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think I really have. I think I have a lot more things to worry about than my midlife crisis, if I'm even aware at all.
I've had the discussion with the lady. I'm like, hey, if anything ever happens to me where I'm just like life supported,
we're adiosed.
Plug.
Yeah, we're adiosed.
Pull it. Paperwork's all done, baby. We're good.
Yeah, if I'm not out of the coma in 7 to 10 days, we out.
I mean.
That's a short period.
Yeah, I would say.
Is that a short leash?
That's short. That's a short. Like, if we're talking coma. We can go a month or two.
We were talking about the NFL draft a month ago.
Yeah.
It starts in 6 days.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with
That's
anything?
a very short period of time
that
we just covered right there.
What's the average amount of time in which someone comes out of a coma in decent recovery?
I mean, depends. Like, are we talking like you're in a coma and then they induce it a little bit longer because you need to heal or something like that?
Most studies indicate duration of comas are between 2 and 4 weeks.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We're going 6 to 8 weeks. We're going to be on the safe side of that.
New information, but if we're talking like new opinions.
If we're talking brain damage, or I've got to be iron lunged for the rest of my life,
I'm out.
we're gone. Like, but if we're talking like hey, he might come out of this. Well, we'll see that through.
But if it's
I
like
expect to get a text from her right now, like, you got 3 weeks.
but yeah, if it's you can come out of this coma, but like you will, be a vegetable for your life. Yeah, I'm good.
No. If they're saying like he'll come out of this, but he's cooked. If I'm broccoli, nah.
Well, I'll report back Monday. My wife is having a girls' staycation with her bestie this weekend, so I am all alone. I'm going to a concert tonight by myself and left to my own devices tomorrow. Maybe the midlife crisis will creep its ugly head in this weekend. I'll report back on Monday. What if I come in on Monday and I'm just like bloodshot eyes, no mustache, no hat?
Got your conceal and carry permit over the weekend?
Yeah, and I'm just like completely strung out, haven't slept in days.
Yeah, we definitely need to get you shooting then.
I think that's the wrong time to be shooting, Daniel.
I think that's the best time to dig in deep on the gambling.
There you go. Yeah, really throw your life away. It's the little things.
Yeah, I made some money on blackjack up in A1A. Go test that out.
Definitely. I heard a horror story about A&A the other day, and I was like, not the place, but somebody who went there, and I was like, yeah, that's why I don't do that.
Yeah. This is why I don't gamble, man, because it's all bad news.
Casinos, like in the, they aren't built on them losing money.
No, not at all.
It's a tough place to be.
You don't just win a bunch of money there and they go, oh, shucks.
No. That'll give you a midlife crisis when your kneecaps don't work anymore.
Yeah, or if you lose, 30 G's.
I know somebody lost $3 million.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
He had a problem.
At least they had $3 million to lose, I guess.
Yeah. He had one point in time was up 30.
Oh. I don't think you even get me past $1 million before I cash out.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, we're talking like $100K and I'm out.
For him, it wasn't about the money. He had a real problem.
Oh, yeah.
It was. You hear those stories and you're like, you did what? I'm sorry, what?
Gambling, guns, bad, man.
No. Gambling,
bad.
Gun's fine.
You brought your backpack today, didn't you?
I did bring my backpack. Bring me the backpack.
Still can't find your headphones, though.
No, and I'm not okay with it.
Is this the midlife crisis for you?
Oh, I'm irritated. I'm not even like mildly frustrated. I'm irritated.
Oakley dokley.
That's cool. Yeah, play that song again. It
Oakley.
sounds like womp, 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 womp in these headphones.
We've got an irritated, on the brink, concealed carry Daniel Marang for a Friday, buddy.
Hey, that's a day that ends in Y, brother.
Everybody buckle up. Well, we got a lot to get to today on this wonderful Friday. We'll spend the big nooner on the Blazers and the Spurs this weekend as Game 1 comes to you live on Sunday. We're all very, very excited about the whole situation, but there's a lot to get to today. We'll check in on a little bit of baseball stuff, but we'll start with the Federales. You gonna change what you're gonna say? Does this have anything to do with old Chance? We'll get to that first here on 105.1 The Fan. 10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. You can also join us over on YouTube. Talking about WrestleMania over there, because that's this weekend.
Indeed.
I'm excited for the potential of Randy Orton turning on Pat McAfee. Yes, I might watch to see Randy Orton RKO Pat McAfee. If you can't do that, you could join us June 23rd as Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic at Langdon Farms Golf Club. Foursomes on sale now. Choose between the morning or the afternoon rounds. Get your group signed up soon because they fill up fast. It's the most fun day in golf. Activations, tastings all around the course. And the infamous Angels Envy Bourbon Par 3 6th hole, where all of our hosts, myself, Danny, Isaac, Dirt, Sook, Sprague, Luke, the whole fam bam will be posted up to heckle and admire your shots. Of course, we'll keep you fed. Post-round meal brought to you by Matt's Barbecue. Head to 1051thefan.com. Click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for information. And to sign up today, the Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota. Also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Dobel Tequila, your neighborhood restaurant group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Il Legal Mezcal, and Window Nation. Coming up this hour, we'll get into a little college football and a little college basketball. Mostly about money. In a shocking development, the only thing we talk about in college sports now is
Cha-ching.
money. Speaking of money, Damon Jones going to jail. Or at least he's trying to avoid going to jail.
We'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, is this like I'm trying to limit how much jail time I have?
Well, I think depending on the charges, if I remember right, I think it was somewhere around 20 plus years in federal prison that they were looking at.
Damon Jones is under investigation, has been charged and arrested for two separate situations. One, kind of insider gambling knowledge based on injury reports that he has pled guilty to. He also pleaded not guilty to the fixed gambling ring that is also tied to Terry Rozier and one Chauncey Billups. He has flipped on that and has decided to plead guilty to that as well, which I think puts the writing on the board here.
I mean, the plea deals are already piling up.
Yes, I imagine that Terry Rozier's lawyers and Chauncey Billups' lawyers are probably having a real hard conversation with their clients right now.
Well, Terry Rozier just got released last week.
So he no longer...
Just kind of start drawing some lines about where things may be going.
Yeah, and I'm curious if Miami will be able to recoup any of that money too.
Don't think so.
No. Okay.
Well, they'll release from his contract for if he pleads guilty, and those guys are all suspended without pay.
Yeah.
So they won't be now. Where they will go with the contract side of things. Here's the other thing, as far as the Heat are concerned. This investigation was ongoing when he was traded to Miami.
And that's the weird thing. We talked about it when this whole thing went down, too. Like,
you hate to see it happen.
Yeah, you kind of... There was, like, some stuff going on in Cleveland as well in baseball. Mm-hmm. When Ortiz got traded from the Pirates to the Guardians, it was like, whoa, this guy's under investigation for gambling and throwing pitches? How is this guy allowed to get traded right now? And Terry Rozier is no different. How he was able to be traded to Miami while under investigation, because the league had to know he was been under investigation by the FBI.
And that's why they couldn't say anything.
I know, but you got to find some way to be like, dude, this trade is not okay.
Fail it on a physical or something.
You have to, dude. You go to Pat Riley and you're like, hey, I have to tell you something, that you will get buried if this leaks. You cannot trade for Terry Rozier.
I don't think you can do that, though.
That's brutal.
Sucks to suck.
That's super brutal. I know we love to make fun of Heat fans, and Heat fans deserve it after trying to, trade me and a bag of chips and Tyler Hero for Damian Lillard and then getting mad about it so Heat fans can go cry somewhere. But that still sucks. That's still a bullsh move. You're so petty.
Well,
you're so petty.
I am. The Damon Jones of it all, though, he pled, or originally was changed his plea deal on the insider information yesterday. His lawyer said he was not cooperating, which you're like, so you're just going to plead guilty to a charge, but not the other charge. And then a day later, he's going to plead guilty to both the insider information and the card game. I wonder how much of there is cooperation. Because here's the thing. These are tied to a crime family, La Cosa Nostra. And this is the terrifying thing of it all. If you're trying to minimize your federal prison time, you might have to cooperate.
And that's the interesting thing here. Are you just pleading guilty and saying, I'll take the 20 years and I'll get out of here?
I'll take the 20 years. If you plead guilty, they'll drop it down to 8.
Yeah, and you say, I will plead guilty and I have no comment. I plead the 5th and I'm going to go to jail and I'm going to shut my mouth because I want nothing to do with this anymore.
You're going to American gangster it up. It's exactly what Frank Lucas did.
Yeah. Or do you flip and you
That's
go
a dangerous way to
witness
flip.
protection?
Because look, Damon Jones can go into witness protection.
Chauncey Billups?
Chauncey Billups probably not.
Like I said, I keep using, I don't know why. Chauncey Billups can't go to Pocatello, Idaho.
I don't know why you use that. I've been to Pocatello. Nice
He can't go to Des Moines.
No.
He can't, and you can't go to, we'll just put him in a majority black city. Go to Memphis. I'm like, you can't go there.
Can't go there. Can't go to Atlanta.
No. So, you go put him in Birmingham?
What if they...
You're going to go put him in a oil town? You're going to go put him in Midland, Texas?
Maybe they put him in, Oaxaca, Mexico.
Guess what? La Cosa Nostra.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of that.
You boys like Mexico? Yeah!
They'll go find you.
So that's the thing is what does that look like? I tend to believe that the amount of information that the FBI has is so overwhelming and so staggering that damn near everybody's going to plead guilty.
And I think the only way you flip if you're Damon Jones is you're just ratting out Rozier and Billups. I don't think you can really rat out the crime family.
I think there's probably other players, other coaches.
Yeah. Anybody NBA related, anybody not mafia related,
which they'll take because that'll make the bounty on the headline look a lot nicer.
Sure. I think you can get away with that because Damon Jones isn't going to send his people to come kill you. The mafia might. And then if you continue to flip on more and more NBA guys, now you're adding to the pool of potential guys that will flip on the mafiosa.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I think that's probably a bad idea, but you're basically banking on numbers. You're the Costco model here.
Yeah.
If I get more and more people...
Do you want to go to federal prison? Because that's the thing.
Nobody wants to go to federal prison.
Federal prison. This is not, OSP. There is a very, very, very real difference.
What district attorney, what judge wants a crime family on their streets?
None, but also...
None of them.
No, you know what else they want? They want to be the one that convicts them.
Exactly. That's the issue is if you want to go out and go get the big name, you got to be the one to do it. You can't use it through the little fish.
Yeah, I would argue.
You just roll one and this is classic. This is what every big case ever starts. You roll up the guy at the bottom who rolls on somebody else, who rolls on somebody else, who rolls on somebody else, and the net just starts to close.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a reason why they picked up 30 plus people. They wanted to get as many people as they could.
Yeah, this does not bode well for Chauncey. It really does. I mean, I think you and I both sat here for 4 hours that day, however long we did a show, and it didn't look good. We were like, well, we don't know. There's still a lot of unknowns out there because it had just happened 5 hours before we went on the air, if that. And so it's we don't want to jump to conclusion, and I still don't want to jump to conclusions.
Innocent until proven guilty, but
for sure.
The number of legal experts and lawyers and my own experiences with federal cases that are like this on the terrorism side of things, they don't they have a 90% conviction rate. They don't lose these things.
Fair question asked on the YouTubes. If Chauncey's trial doesn't happen until the fall, what does it do to Dundon's coaching search? Because Chauncey is still technically the head coach.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a way around it.
There's some legality to that.
Is there a rule against having 2 paid head coaches?
Probably.
Do you just make him an assistant coach technically?
Promote him once the tag is fully removed.
But you're getting paid a head coach as well. That's a different conversation, but you know what I mean.
Yes. But no, there is there's a reason why Chauncey hasn't been let go. because he's innocent until proven guilty.
Right, right.
So,
but he's not getting paid.
No, he's on unpaid leave. I don't know what the bylaws. This is a pretty unique circumstance.
And if Dundon don't let you check out of the hotel early, he ain't going to just fire Chauncey and let him have money to just get away from it.
No, because if
they'd pay him.
They'd pay him to go away if somehow he beats the charges.
Right, right.
But here's the thing. There's
if he beats it, he's still gone. Like,
well, yeah, but he's gonna get paid.
Yes, yes.
There's like morality clauses in these contracts and stuff like that. Like, you can be fired for cause. It's because you got arrested and pled guilty to federal charges, or were found guilty of federal charges. Like, those things come around, and it's there's not really much you can do about it. But Damon Jones being the first one, there's I don't want to say rumors. Rumors isn't the right word. There's a lot of discussion around the league that multiple cell phones from multiple teams have been grabbed.
Oh yeah, more are going to fall.
They are combing around the league. It's not just the Blazers and the Clippers. There are a lot.
Ty Lue might be available
for a short period of time.
Is he going to get fired? Side note.
I would imagine so.
If they lose to the Suns, he gets fired.
Probably.
The sacrificial lamb.
But it's not just that.
Also, I want you away.
Who are Damon Jones and Chauncey Billups? One of their best friends. Who is
that? Would be the guy. The guy that got stepped over. That would be Ty Lue.
Yeah, and who has been adjacent to a lot of the gambling stuff.
Ty Lue. Yeah.
And I think the Clippers have enough going on around them to also be pretty.
And Ballmer doesn't care about the money. He's like, just go away.
Yeah.
Go away. Go away.
Yeah, it's like I said, when we get here into Black Monday, like,
don't be shocked to see Ty Lue.
Don't. Yeah, and I think you're going to see probably 3 more.
Well, we told you if there was any new news on the Chauncey Billups stuff, we would get to it, and we'll continue that promise as more and more information comes out. But Damon Jones pleading guilty to both charges, including the one that is linked to Chauncey Billups in that case, along with Terry Rozier and potentially some others. Let's slide over into college football, and, it's just so tough for these guys sometimes. And, but if you come here, damn it, you're going to play. We're going to teach you how to be an adult. We'll go to the SEC where it just means more. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your NBA playoff bracket is just 2 games away from being set as the Charlotte Hornets, they will take on the Orlando Magic for the 8th and final spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs to see who will face off against the top-seeded Detroit Pistons in the first round. Tip-off at 4:30 for that one. You can catch both these games on Prime Video as the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns will wrap up our slate of play-in games tonight at 7 p.m. in Phoenix to decide who will take on the 8th seed in the West who will take the 8th seed in the West and find out who will take on the defending champions from Oklahoma City. The Oregon Ducks baseball game versus Illinois has been moved up if you haven't seen it. Ducks are on the road in Champaign to take on the Illini. First pitch at 1:30 this afternoon, as you can catch that over on 9:10 a.m. when coverage kicks off. Your Portland Timbers, they host the Minnesota United FC tomorrow inside Providence Park at 5:30. Timbers are 2-4-1 on the season as Minnesota comes into the match as the clear betting favorites. Catch all the game day and Timbers coverage right here on 105.1 The Fan when pregame starts at 4:30. And mark your calendars, folks, because we are exactly 6 days away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Ahead of the draft in Pittsburgh, star pass rusher Will Anderson has reportedly agreed to a 3-year, $150 million contract extension with the Houston Texans. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football.
We'll hang out in college sports here for a little bit and talk about the almighty, the man upstairs, your accountant. That's going to be a religion someday. I swear to you, dude. Money will take over this world so tough that you will... No,
someday?
I'm talking about even further, that there will be tribes of civilizations that worship to literally the almighty dollar. The dollar will become this entity that lives in the clouds, okay? That people will preach about and pray to and swear that if you live your life by the almighty dollar, you will live in infamy.
I think, unfortunately,
I'm talking like 5,000-10,000 years from now.
I think it's already happening with some people.
Like, do you ever watch Planet of the Apes?
Sure.
Well, in the second one, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, they find out that in the subways of New York City, there is an atomic bomb hidden down there.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then there's these like group of humans whose like skin's like coming off, and they're like these monks, and they pray to the atomic bomb while the apes rule the surface. That is going to be the dollar someday. Quote, if you're coming here for a paycheck, then you're coming to the wrong place. We're trying to motivate them to get the next check, the next level. Quote, Kirby Smart. Dude, look, man, I love the mental gymnastics these guys play. Mm-hmm. I love that they try to tell, mama in Birmingham that your boy's going to be okay and we're going to take care of him.
I mean, they are.
They are.
We're going to give him a car and he's going to wrap it around a tree, but,
Well, not if he's a starter. If he's a starter, we'll save him on that. Third string, though, that tree's got your name written all over.
Yes, sir.
But the mental gymnastics these guys take is always so fascinating to me that it's like, we're still here about the student athlete. Get a good education, teach you how to be a man, set you up for your next life, whether that be football or not. Can't play football forever, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
When do we get to the point where coaches like Kirby Smart are like, yeah, come here for a paycheck. We got you.
I think there are already guys that are out there doing that, but I don't want to be so cynical to say that that doesn't happen in the sense of like, I think they do prepare people. Like you hear the way players talk about coaches. Like even King Bagman himself, Ed O. Mm-hmm. Leonard Williams will tell you that is his guy.
Go Tigers.
Through and through.
Go Beavers.
Sure, he got him a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Lendell White is going to be like, yeah, I love Ed O.
Oh,
he hand-delivered the bag.
We talked about this during college basketball. All the former Kentucky players are rooting for Calipari, not Kentucky.
But it's also,
why?
It's not that it's not just the money. Like there's another coach in college basketball who I know who directly took care of a player's family.
Say the name.
Absolutely
say the name.
Will not.
Say the name.
Directly took care of their family.
Wayne Tinkle. Say the name.
They will not. There is nothing that coach can ever do. Well, I shouldn't say nothing, but damn near nothing that coach can ever do.
Oh, I know who this is. You told me this.
Yes. That will ever get them to say a sideways word about this coach.
Mr.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Marang.
100%.
Yeah.
And there are coaches that do that. And they do help them. They do protect them. They do shelter and take care of them and encourage them and stay. It's not just when they're there. It's when they leave, too.
The way you kind of put that, Danny, it sounds like, and I don't mean this in a negative way, it sounds a little justifiable in your eyes.
Well, look.
That the money is also creating
opportunity,
parental guidance as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I struggle to look at it that way. I always just look at it as I am using you, a pawn in the system.
I had a couple guys that I was with in the Air Force that were big-time college athletes. One of them had a brother who was a quarterback, a very, 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 very highly touted quarterback at one of the most prestigious universities in the history of the sport. And I got to hang out with him and talk to him about all kinds of things as far as like, and this is 2003, 2004. And obviously very, very different world, but the bag was there. But it was also the institution around everything. And that's when kind of my perception of all this stuff changed a ton, was the understanding is like, well, you can't pay these guys. No. Like, I had that mentality because we were raised in.
Right.
But then when I actually saw somebody who was in it at the highest of levels, I was like, we had like hours-long conversations around this stuff. You know, he spent, God, a week or two with us, stayed with us. And I got a fundamental understanding of just how different things actually were, right? And then as I get older, I start realizing how much money the NCAA is making and how much money these student athletes, air quotes, aren't making.
Sure, when you're a student in college and you realize the student loans you're taking out, if mom and dad are helping you or if they're not helping you.
Guys aren't eating.
Yeah, people aren't eating, you know, like you come from a place where your parents float you some extra bucks, so you're like, guys, I got beer this weekend or whatever it is. When you see a football player who doesn't go to class and gets a free education and free meals, you're like, what the hell? That's not cool. I work harder than this guy. But then to your point, you get older and you start to realize how the economics of the world work and you go, my only curiosity though, and I think this is what you're saying, I think you come from it in a good place of this is helping those kids succeed. I still am worried that they're just being exploited.
They are, but they're being much better compensated.
For their exploitation?
Yes. And that's like, it's the contract that you enter, which is where I think we need to go with this. Actual contracts.
Yes, contracts mean a union. I know you're anti-union, but contracts mean a union.
No. I'm not anti-union in the sense of the idea of it. It's who stays in power and how long they do and who they go to bat for and how they do it. Like, those are the things that I'm just like, I understand it, but it has its definite drawbacks for sure. But yes, I do think you need contracts because I think that the word, that exploitation, needs to be kind of eliminated.
And
the NCAA should not. What are they doing? What does the NCAA do that justifies this money?
Nothing.
Oh, we run it.
Does the NCAA give you money for a stadium renovation?
No.
Does the NCAA cover your travel expenses
No.
for a college football team? No.
They put on a bowl game.
And do they, or is the sponsor putting the money up for that?
Exactly. Meanwhile, you had
and then it goes on the stadium personnel.
Meanwhile, you've got executives at the NCAA for years, like Mark Emmert, who were just, why are you getting tens of millions of dollars?
Right.
Like the two examples I will always go to. Reggie Bush and Tim Tebow would be worth $1 billion.
Damn close. They're
watch
Shohei money.
Watch a USC game now and look how many number 5 jerseys are in the stands. Now. And now rewind that to 03, 04, 05.
Yeah.
You look around, there is nothing but 11 and 5 and 55 in that building, and you've got 80,000 people in there. The amount of money he would have earned in NIL would have been tens, hundreds of millions of dollars. The same with 15 at Florida.
I do always find it crazy when there's schools that don't have names on the back and you wear a number and it's like, oh, I know who that is.
Well, if you go to USC bookstore now, and
I'm sure there's 5s and 11s.
No, they're not. There's not. And well, there wasn't until Reggie came back, but Leinertz is there though too. But like, if you buy a 6 this last year for Makai Lemon, guess who got the money?
Makai Lemon.
Makai Lemon got it because
nice.
They're buying, and it doesn't have Lemon on the back, but it's his number right then and there.
That's the Johnny Manziel treatment right there. I just want to make money off my name.
They aren't buying 5 jerseys for Marang.
Yeah.
They're buying it for Reggie Bush. You know what it is. And so like all of that stuff that kind of comes with that, the scales had to be leveled. And for my money, it didn't need to be leveled. It needed to be more on the players because it's not ownership in sports. Like if the president of a school owned the team, you could make a different argument. You know what I'm saying?
Don't they in theory do?
But they don't though.
Well, because the president doesn't own the school. Whoever owns the school owns the football team. In a lot of cases, that's the state that they live in.
But you also get into it with USC, Notre Dame, SMU,
private schools.
All the private schools, Duke. They're all private schools.
Private religious institutions.
So how do you go about that? But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not one person that owns the team, who has the stake in the team. You know what I mean?
Can't own the water. That's God's water.
And then beyond that, how does the NCAA come over the top and be like, no, we own this? It's like, okay, what if all 150 of us decided to go, no, you don't, and we go start our own league? We can do this without you. Or you just shut up and take what you get.
And that's probably the route they'll go. Let's slide over into college basketball. Danny, you found this, and it's the price of the upcoming season of a college basketball roster. It's not necessarily how much it costs. It's how close it is to football. That number will surprise you. We'll go there next. This is The Firm on Portland Sports Leader, the Fan Sports Network.
The most fun day of golf is back.
Hour number deuce right in front of you. We'll get to some baseball. Look, one of our old friends is back, I think. At least he just had a nice day in the Bronx. Maybe that's all it takes. And I'm curious if this successful organization getting involved with an unsuccessful organization can turn things around. We spent a little bit of time talking about that yesterday. All it takes is competent people in the building. You can turn something around real quick, and that's kind of college sports, too, in a nutshell. Talking about money in college football, well, it ain't that much difference in college basketball. Although, dare I say, we learned this year through Michigan. We saw with Cooper Flagg and how much money he made last year. Caitlin Clark, obviously, in women's. There is a lot of money to be had in college basketball on the men's side. I did not realize there was as much money to be made in men's college basketball. And, I'm going to tell you this number, and I don't think the number is that surprising, the number itself, but in comparison to what it takes in college football, it is a lot smaller of a gap than you realize. There's an article that came out on The Athletic, written by C.J. Moore. This is a couple days ago. And in a conversation he had with a high major assistant, said that if you think you're serious about being in pursuit of championships, you've got to get to a $10 million roster. $10 million, you're like, okay, that makes sense. $10 million, if you're thinking about, this player makes 1.5, this player makes 3. Okay, I get that. But you're seeing college football programs spending 20 to 30. The gap is not that big.
Bryce Underwood got $8 million.
And you're talking about 75 to 100 players. versus 12 to 15.
The guys at the back end, this is what we talk about in basketball. A single player can impact the game significantly more because there's only 5 guys on the court.
Now, I'm curious, though, do ticket sales and jersey sales and the NIL and what you can make off players, does it make that back? Because I feel like the percentage of profit in college football has to be way higher
especially if
than
you're like
basketball.
if you're an Ohio State or a Penn State or a Michigan or an
Yeah,
Alabama. Oregon to an extent, but I was just saying on the ticket sales alone, like when you're talking about stadiums that are 80,000 plus.
Well, I know, but I'm also talking about like Grateful Dead sweatshirts that sell out in 10 minutes and stuff like that.
I'm just talking about like just pure attendance. Like when you're talking about like those schools, they can make that back real quick. Look, Matthew Knight Arena is not this place that Oregon sells out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you're wondering whether it pertains to like Oregon basketball, not a lot of juice around it. So they don't have a GM on it. And so you wonder if they're just like, is the juice worth the squeeze, or is it better to just be a football school? Because if you look at Michigan, Michigan is doing it better than anyone right now. They have a national title in football and a national title in basketball.
In the last 5 years, yep. It's true.
You want to look at the other schools that are doing it? Florida's doing it really well as far as the money they're putting into it.
Well, I think my more question is when you see operational expenses, which is going to be a lot larger than 10 mil. Let's just say Michigan spent 10 mil on their basketball team.
They spent more.
I know they did, but let's just for round numbers say 10. If your operational costs for basketball, if I read that Indiana's operational cost for football last year was $57 million, then I would say your basketball operational costs are probably somewhere around 25, 30. Okay, let's just cut that in half, basically. Are the profits you're making off college basketball really that worth it? Or is Michigan able to just say, you know what, we'll siphon some money off our giant breadwinner and not call it a loss, but kind of work in the red a little bit over here?
So
all tides will lift rising boats, or whatever the hell that is.
The profit margin on basketball is smaller.
Of course it is.
For the exact reason we're talking about. The
Michigan might win a natty, but do they sell out every game?
Yes.
Okay.
But again, you're talking 8 to at the most 14, 15,000 people in these basketball stadiums or arenas around the country. Duke, North Carolina, even when they're bad, guess what? Still lines to fill up.
Sure.
But you're not getting 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 people. You're not getting the around-the-clock news cycle. You're not getting all the things come with it. So if your profit margin in football is 20%, you're probably looking at 7% in basketball. And I've seen some of the numbers around the country for different schools and like what they make and what they brought in, and there is a big difference. But you know what it is? Dusty put this best. I don't know where he heard it, but I always love this. Athletics is the front porch of your university. And when does basketball season go on?
In the winter?
Winter.
Late fall, winter, early spring?
When is football done?
That time.
So you have basically the calendar year when people are invested in your university from August through March. You're there.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a school like Wazoo, you're out early May and you come back late August when sports are there.
So if you're invested in football and basketball, it pays out. And you're going to stay above that. But the crazy thing is, 4 years ago, when this started happening, high-end players were getting $200,000, $400,000, $500,000. Now, Jackson Shelstead got $4 million to go to Louisville.
Ooh, is that the number it was? Wow. Arizona really did lowball.
Arizona lowballed by half.
Wow.
Flory Badunga, the big from Kansas, the number that's floating out there is $5 million.
That's 9 right
to
there.
To Louisville, that's $9 million.
2 people.
Because there's a shortage of bigs in college basketball, there's a premium price on bigs. So guys like Cam Boozer, Common Malawach, Yaxel Lindeberg, Ade Mara, like those guys that like Zach Edey, those guys get real money.
Well, Zach Edey couldn't make money.
7'9",
but I know what you mean.
The 7'9" Florida transfer Olivier Ryu.
Yep.
His asking price is around $3 million.
And he barely plays.
His sophomore stats were 0.5 points and 0.6 rebounds per game.
For some context real quick, Wallace Wade Stadium, home to Duke football, seats 35,000. That's a small college football stadium. That's kind of like Martin Stadium, my homeboys, in what they play in. Cameron Indoor is less than 10,000 for basketball.
Matthew Knight is around 12,500.
And I
And
feel like
that's fully open, which
and-
they don't have it full. That upper section is usually closed.
And I've been to Matthew Knight Arena. It's gorgeous.
Cool
Or
arena.
at least I don't know what it is now. It's been a while since I've been there, but it was really, really nice. I
Still
always called it
beautiful.
like Baby Moda Center. Like it's
really
damn
nice.
near an NBA facility.
it's
down
really
there.
nice.
And that's a larger one than most places. Doesn't suck.
And the upper section's usually closed.
Now, I know Oregon basketball has been on the down of late, but even if Oregon basketball was a perennial
Roaring.
top 10, I don't know if that place sells out.
No, it's not ingrained in the culture. But you're going to look at the most expensive roster I think in college basketball last year was UConn, and they were just under 20.
10 million gives
But
you a chance.
Guess what they don't care about?
Well, UConn doesn't care about football, so they'll put all their money in. Plus, UConn is
And they make money.
UConn is a brand.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that UConn, from a merchandising brand and ticket sales, is a better brand than Michigan.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I would, because it's what they have.
It's even beyond that, though. Michigan, that M is synonymous. It's just,
God, I hate those losers.
I love them. The Maize and Blue's good. I like it.
Can't believe you turncoat.
Michigan was always
You
my
just
second
pro
favorite.
Big Ten now.
I mean, Charles Woods is my second favorite college football player of all time.
Turncoat.
But the world of college basketball is very much changing. Now, the settlement case was supposed to maybe put a little bit of the brakes on this as far as how much money was going to go into this, but all it takes is one school. All it takes is one school to be like, you know what, we're going to AJ DeBonsa, $7 million. $7 million.
And what's BYU doing right now in football too?
Dumping.
Not a bad little program over there.
I think we came to 12 teams in the country that are
that do both?
That are doing both.
Something like that,
BYU, Michigan, Alabama,
I would say Iowa right now.
Tennessee, Iowa,
Illinois.
Florida, Duke.
Alabama.
I said Bama.
Okay.
I think a lot of it's in the SEC.
You could argue Texas too.
Texas.
Sean Miller had a nice run.
Texas for sure. USC's dumping money into it, but they
Haven't seen the returns
on
yet.
the basketball side. Their injuries were just egregious.
But you don't pull Muss out of Arkansas and get him at USC if you're not trying.
And you don't go sign a bunch of top 25 players over the last couple of years.
BYU, nice program.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the schools that are doing it
Washington State.
are very much doing it. And there's a clear line of demarcation of schools that are doing it on both. Kansas dabbled with it, and then they're like, we're going to be basketball.
They did kind of dabble with that in football a little bit. They had some nice couple seasons there.
But,
Same with Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky dabbled in the same state. Louisville's dumping money into both.
That's true. They have a Heisman Trophy winner.
So you can do it, but you just got to be smart about it.
Yep, that's as the almighty dollar turns in college sports, and there'll be more of that. Hey, Oregon's got a scrimmage this weekend.
But hey, if you want to play basketball in college and you want to matter, 10 mils the price. We talked about this with setting up.
That's like the asking price. That's the starting price.
But it's now we know though. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be, it's like college football. If you want to be in the game, it's $20 million. Mm-hmm. In basketball, it's $10 million. So that's $30 million you need to figure out every single year.
And if you live in a conference like the new Pac-12, looking at you, Oregon State, who's done a nice job recruiting, we can talk about that sometime next week, or my squad that's in the Pac-12, or Gonzaga that joins, or all the Mountain West state schools that are there, $10 million in that conference would go a long way. Look, $10 million in the ACC, you don't have to be Duke, who's going to spend $20. But $10 million in the ACC, outside of Duke, North Carolina, Virginia, that'll take you places. Mm-hmm. That'll take you places in that conference.
Remind me again, who did Virginia just hire as their head football coach?
I don't know who their head football coach is.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech hired James Franklin.
I thought you said Tech.
Oh, no, I know.
Sorry.
I said regular Virginia
Okay.
for basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, Tech could get there.
That's what I'm saying.
But Virginia basketball is legit.
You were talking about the Oregon States and the new Pac-12 and all that kind of stuff. Like Virginia Tech's going.
If you could influx $10 million into your basketball team, you are a serious contender. And if you're in a smaller league, look, $10 million is going to go somewhere in the Big 10, in the Big 12, in the SEC, but not super far. Yeah. But in the ACC, in the Pac-12, the Athletic, or the American, excuse me, like, boom, that'll take you real far.
Not too bad.
When we come back, let's play a little baseball. Is the greatest player I ever saw actually back? That's next. 105.1 The Fan.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your NBA playoff bracket is just 2 games away from being set, as the Charlotte Hornets will take on the Orlando Magic for the 8th and final spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs to see who will face off against the top-seeded Detroit Pistons in the first round. Tip-off at 4:30 for that one. You can catch that on Prime Video, as the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns, they will wrap up our slate of play-in games tonight at 7 p.m. in Phoenix to decide who will take on the 8th seed in the West, to find out who will take on the defending champions from Oklahoma City. The Oregon Ducks baseball game versus Illinois has been moved up if you haven't seen it yet. Ducks are on the road in Champaign to take on the Illini. First pitch at 1:30 this afternoon, as you can catch that over on 9:10 a.m. when coverage kicks off. Your Portland Timbers host the Minnesota United FC tomorrow inside Providence Park at 5:30. Timbers are 2-4-1 on the season, as Minnesota comes into the match as clear betting favorites. Catch all the game day and Timbers coverage right here on 105.1 The Fan when pregame starts at 4:30. And mark your calendars, folks, because we are exactly 6 days away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Ahead of the NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, the Houston Texans are locking down their all-pro pass rusher, as Will Anderson has agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension, including $134 million guaranteed, becoming the NFL's highest non-paid quarterback ever. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac.
Hour number deuce here. Portland Sports Leader. If you missed in the first hour, you can download that, the Fan Podcast. 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed the sunrise, guys, if you missed primetime, if you missed the happy hour, you can go back and listen to those, whether it's YouTube or the Odyssey app. Rewind, fast forward, except for in the future, for that would be impossible. Incredibly impossible. R.I.P. Garrett Anderson. That was a sad one this morning to hear about. The Padres are about to be sold for almost $4 billion. That's an MLB record.
Not too shabby.
MLB baseball teams don't sell very often.
No.
The Orioles are the most recent. Then the Padres. Who sold before that? The Mets.
Yeah,
to Steve Cohen.
Yeah.
That's kind of like your Clippers thing, where it's like some guy really wanted a team and was like, I want that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that one for sale? Oh, no, but I want that one.
Well, Sterling had to go.
I know. But Steve Ballmer behind the scenes, he's like, hey, look what I found on Donald Sterling.
May have hired somebody to
I won't
take
that
care
one.
of that. Yeah. No, you're right. Baseball teams don't, like, there's still a lot of old-timey owners in baseball. I mean, the Dodgers went for sale. How long ago was that? Was that 10, 12 years ago?
Oh, actually, that is a more recent one. I don't know if it's that long ago.
But yeah, Mark Walter bought them.
From Frank McCourt. Thank God he's gone.
Oh, yeah, the Dodgers are in a great place now.
Great place now. Did you see they spent $500 million plus last year on their roster after luxury taxes?
And still made a massive profit.
7 times the payroll of the Miami Marlins.
That's a lot.
2012 is when they were purchased.
Okay, that's longer ago than I thought.
Yeah.
That's longer ago than I thought.
So, yeah. But again, like, baseball teams don't really go up for sale. You know, people are screaming about Pirates ownership, sell the team. Reds ownership,
Dude,
sell the team.
I hate the Dolans who own the Guardians. I can't stand them.
And that's a different set of Dolans.
Different Dolans, yeah. I almost wish it was Jimmy Dolan.
Even though the Mariners are doing well, Mariners fans still want them to sell the team.
I think the Pirates situation is a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul situation, so they're getting frustrated there.
I mean, White Sox, people want...
Oh, Reinsdorf to sell that team super bad.
And he's, we won a World Series 20 years ago.
Yeah, 21 years ago.
So...
Yeah.
But you look around baseball. I mean, Rays sold.
The Rays. Yeah. Okay, that's another new one.
That's a new one.
That's
Yeah.
more than I'm acknowledging of late.
But I mean, Marlins were owned by was it Disney right out of the gate, or was it the Rays right out of the gate?
Oh, I don't know that.
I think it might have been Disney. That's why they redid the logo.
Oh, I'm not sure.
But yeah, Rangers. Bush sold them off.
But he sold them off in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because he sold them off way before he was...
Well, he had to.
I think he sold them off before he was governor, wasn't he?
No, I think he was governor.
Okay.
I think. But I don't think the Rangers have changed hands since then.
No, I don't think so either.
Obviously, Cardinals have been the same family forever. Rockies are about to sell.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Rockies,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll get to that in about 10 minutes. So it's not full, but it's 40%.
But thank God.
So a little bit of baseball for you guys today on a Friday as we go into the weekend. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow, so I'm going to do some yard work, and I'm going to put whatever best radio player, call player on the outside while I'm doing some work. Listen to some of that.
Just reminded me I need to book my tea time.
That's what I'm here for, Danny.
Thank you.
But there's a player in Major League Baseball who just hit 5 home runs on a road trip to the Bronx.
Is that good?
I don't think anybody's ever done that before. So you have that. They are currently leading Major League Baseball in runs, leading Major League Baseball in walks. They currently are only batting .246, but have an OPS of over 1,000. .416 on base, .594 slugging. I always say if you have an OPS over 850, you're a pretty damn good player.
Pretty good.
This guy's got 1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program, Mike Trout.
Hey!
Welcome back, amigo.
Turns out one of the 5 best the most talented players to ever play the game when he's healthy is really good.
We've missed you, buddy. We've missed you a lot, and we are so happy to have you back. Let's give it up one more time for Mike Trout.
God, why does he play for such a dog water team?
Look, now that we're at a point in Major League Baseball where we've kind of, figured out how to market players. Look, Aaron Judge is not a sparkling personality.
No.
He is the captain. He is very cool cucumber, very clean. He's got a lot of Jeter in him where he talks passionately about the game, but doesn't go overly emotional. He lets Jazz do those kind of BS antics. So Major League Baseball has found a way. Look, Shohei doesn't really speak English, and we can market him. If we can, for the love of God, give this man some GD love on a Sunday night baseball, Wednesday night baseball. The Angels suck, but hammer that guy on TV. Because when Mike Trout is playing good baseball, it is special for the league. Because we're talking about Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, and Mike Trout. Those are the greatest center fielders to ever play this game.
It's really funny that
the sexiest position outside of shortstop, center field.
But not just that. It's really funny that the big barrel-chested, all-American white dude from New Jersey,
from a good family, married his high school sweetheart, loves the big man upstairs.
All of the things that
check.
Very likable, good personality, all of the things in baseball's meh.
I know.
It's like
that. I will push back on this because that was a time when baseball had zero personality.
That is true. Baseball's got a lot more now.
Baseball's got a lot of juice now.
And I want to thank that young class who are now the superstars of the league in Vladdy Jr., Acuna, Tatis. Weird, the Island Boys came in and put some juice in it, but it also caused, Bryce got older and talks a lot of S, but it's like old man S now.
But that's marketable.
That's great.
Big bearded dude is marketable.
It is.
You don't have to have, it's good to have the all-American, sweetheart guy. It's good to have the villain. It's good to have all the Island Boys out there, just all the flair, pimping the bats, flipping backhands, and living it up. But market all of it.
I have never seen this show. I heard the first 2 seasons were really good. This season is currently getting completely panned and destroyed by critics. But take that Euphoria show on HBO. You have Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney, who are 2 polar opposites. They don't talk to each other. They basically hate each other, yet they market the ever-living S out of both of them.
Yes.
Why aren't we doing that here?
It's
Why aren't we doing that here?
Because they had one formula in a home run derby where they had the big farm boy and they had the non-white guy with some sauce to him. And they said, these are the only 2 things we can do.
I would argue that they are doing it now. His name is Shohei. His name
Correct.
is Aaron Judge.
Correct.
They are going to argue that until we're blue in the face. I think that's just, we're getting tired of the easy comparisons in baseball.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, is you can hit all of them. You can hit Shohei. You can hit Judge. You can hit Tatis. You can hit Mike Trout. You can hit Julio. Market all of them.
Did you know from 2012 to 2020, Mike Trout finished in the top 5 of the MVP? He won 3 of them. His rookie year, he finished second. His second year, he finished second. Then he won it. Then second place. Then he won it. Then fourth place. Then second place. Then he won it. And then fifth place. He's going to get MVP votes this year if he keeps doing this.
Yeah.
And he'll win comeback player of the year. Mike Trout, comeback player of the year.
One of the 5 most talented players to ever play the game.
Ever walk this earth.
Yes.
And he's consistently evolving his game.
He really is.
Mark DeRosa did a really good segment on how Trout has evolved his swing into this season. Trout's now doing a step back drill in his batting stance in games.
It's so funny you mentioned that too, because Mike Trout changed the game for a lot of people with his swing early on. He was a big launch angle guy before launch angle was a huge metric, because he would get down that
Dip the
big
shoulder, almost
that
like a
big
golf swing.
tight end, tight end rugby body would just keep those arms close and just hook that thing Vladdy Senior style. And like, to your point, golf style. And now he's adjusting again. His on-base percentage is .416. And guess what? He's playing games. He's played in 19 games.
Healthy.
And he plays in the outfield. He's not just DHing.
No, Mike Trout, if healthy, is one of the best players on the planet.
Top 10 all time.
Yes. The only thing that we have been robbed from is
not as good as Cheater, but pretty good.
God, I hate you.
I had to do that.
He's got a 5-year period that's better than his whole career.
Number 2.
I'm kidding. It's Mike Trout.
I know. But it's like, he's not a what if, though.
No.
He was and is, and now it's back again. Like, it's very rare that we get this kind of like resurgence from somebody was injured for so long. Because you look at him from 2020 to 2025, the amount of time that he missed, you're just like, damn.
53, 36, 119 in 2020. Got some MVP votes. Where did he finish in 2020? 8th in MVP. Won a Silver Slugger that year. And then 82, 29. 2025, he played 130 games. And he's at to 19 already. If Mike Trout plays 130 games this year, he'll get MVP votes if he stays like this.
Which is fun.
And then maybe the Angels, I don't know, trade him. He doesn't want to, though. That's the problem. Mike just likes playing baseball and living in Anaheim.
It's
not a bad gig.
It's a good little gig.
I think only like 5 players make more money than him.
Get paid that much, don't have any pressure, live life, and you don't have to deal with any BS because you play for the Angels and not the Dodgers.
Tax day was on Wednesday. You think you had problems? You should try Major League Baseball players. 105.1 The Fan.
Opening day, and here's the first pitch, and the season's over.
503-864-6326 is the fan text line. Even as a Mariner fan, Trout has always been the Mariner killer. I've always loved me some Mike Trout, and I grabbed him in all three of my fantasy leagues. He's currently second overall in total points. Without accolades being brought up, he's got to be the GOAT until Shohei. At least in my lifetime, I think the two best players I ever saw play in my life personally is Griffey and Mike Trout. There's Pujols in there. There's Ichiro in there.
I got to watch AP and Trout in Trout's debut season, and it was just bonkers.
I've yet to see two people cover up the batter's box on balls over the plate better than Shohei and Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I watched Bonds. I get it.
Did you ever see him live?
No, I never saw Bonds in person.
AP's the best I've ever seen live.
Mike Trout would be the number one, and Griffey. I've seen both of those guys live. I've seen Alex live as well.
I guess you could say you maybe say Trout. Trout is the best I've seen live. He wasn't at his peak yet, but
Pujols and Ortiz at the tail end of their careers, the best I've ever seen live.
It's bonkers when you see those guys.
The BP was
it's fun.
Just moonshots. Yeah. The best.
I don't think the problem is marketing. I think the problem is the game is too boring for people to want to watch. They need to make some more changes. They've made some changes, but not enough to make it interesting to watch except for the playoffs. I'll push back on that.
I would do.
I'll push back on
that.
Their
numbers are all up.
Yeah, and I think there's something, and I know I am an apologist, and I'm extremely biased, and I'm fully willing to admit that. I also think that there's a part of it, and I think soccer goes through this a lot, and the NBA better be careful because they're walking this fine line as well, is if you create the narrative that baseball is boring, that soccer is boring, that there's too much tanking in the NBA. When you create those narratives, if they stick around for long enough, you can't break it out of your head. Mm-hmm. And if you are not attempting to get into something, then you are always going to live in that mantra. Now, if this were baseball in the mid 2010s, I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I love it because I love it. But I understand that this is not reaching the other people. Baseball's been very, very good about that lately.
Yeah.
The MLS could take a page out of that.
Last 2 years, baseball.
And the NBA could take a page out of that, too.
And it's also, there's this idea of like, if it's not football, it's not good.
And you got to stop that.
Yeah.
There's room in your life.
It's like, just chill. Dude.
There's room in your life for it. Now, if you are, let's take...
You don't need to watch 150 baseball games a year.
Let's take Andy Dirt Johnson not as a radio host,
sure.
Okay? Went to Oregon, loves his Ducks, has said he doesn't care much for the rest of their sports. We'll check in if he needs to, but he's diehard football. If that's your life, if it's just, I go to Oregon Duck football games and that's my thing, I get it.
Sure.
If Timbers fans are a lot like this, I go to Timbers games and that's it.
That's the only sport
my thing.
They even care about.
Totally. But if we're going to try to encompass all sports, I challenge you, and I mean it in a positive way. I challenge you to try to get into the game and go in with an open mind. If you live in the stereotype, you're never going to come out of it. You're never going to come out of it.
Baseball's better, and all the numbers back it up.
At least of late. You know what is not cool about baseball? Paying your taxes. This is a wild report. There's an article on The Athletic that came out a few days ago. Stephen J. Nesbitt wrote this article a couple days ago. Yeah, right on tax day. And it's a story about Spencer Torkelson and how he played his college ball in Arizona and he broke Barry Bonds' records and all this stuff. And he got lucky that he had established Arizona residency and his parents are both tax professionals. So when he got his $8.4 million signing bonus, things were easy because the only other job he had really had was like mowing lawns. So he didn't have to deal with it. But now when you're talking about filing taxes as a professional athlete and baseball specifically, it is a nightmare. To quote Stephen Kwan, Oregon State alum, I think you'd be insane if you try to do your own taxes because you are forced to pay the local taxes in every city you play in.
Yes.
Despite being, I'm looking at Frankie Lindor on TV right now. Plays for the Mets, lives in New York, is a New York citizen. That's not how employment works. I just filed my taxes. I live in Washington. My residency is in Washington. I was born in the state of Washington. I work in the state of Oregon. Therefore, I pay Oregon taxes. The concept of paying taxes in every city you play in baseball is wild.
I showed you the old Andrew McCutchen pay stub.
Yes, we are looking at that right now.
From 2015. I've seen a couple NBA players' pay stubs, and without getting into the politics of it all, when you're like, they need to pay their fair share. I'm like, bro, I've seen what they pay. It is wild.
The example we used in the break when we were talking about is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yep.
When you are not at home and you are playing division rivals, you have 3 California teams.
Which have a millionaire tax and a pro athlete jock tax.
And a Colorado team. Meanwhile, you live in Arizona, you're like, yeah, pew, 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 pew.
Sure, you're 81 games there. Great. The other 81,
not so
bend
great.
over and hold on, buddy.
The Mariners, you're getting a little lucky. You're like, oh, I got 2 in Texas. Easy. You got 2 in California too, buddy.
Nope.
And one will be Vegas, to your point. That's
a little better.
It's just this isn't even a political thing. It's just, I think in this article it says something like 48% of your money is going to taxes. 48% because of you playing everywhere.
Yep. And by the way, they all have agents.
Oh, yeah, agents got to pay for it. You've got your own per diems and stuff like that, and everybody, that's why you want riders in your contract. Look, I don't need to make $500 million. You know what I'd like to make? $400 million with everything paid for. That's what I would like. That's very much what I would like.
Because then you don't have to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Because not only that, you're paying your trainers, you're paying for your food, your supplements, and all. Like these guys take home. Like, don't be wrong, they're still living great. I'm not saying
generational wealth, multi-generational wealth.
But the whole, like, when you see, some player sign a $200 million deal, he's taking home 70.
That's why I can't wait. If this stupid little show is still alive.
What are his off-season facilities like?
Yeah.
Where are he paying his dues to because that's where in the off-season, baseball players kind of turn into like boxers and fighters because they go and train around the world at different camps. Each camp has different dues, this, that, and the other.
And you'll find, I would say, the staggering majority of baseball players live in the states of Florida, Texas, and Arizona.
Blake Snell, he's a Washington resident. That might change here shortly. Yeah. But I can't wait. If this stupid little show, Danny, is still around in 10 years when Shohei's out, I'm very fascinated if California gets any of that money. Because that's the whole thought behind it that nobody wants to talk about. Is like, yes, I put all this money on layaway, but I will not be a resident of the state of California. And I technically will not be an employee in the state of California. So am I going to take my $780 million to Japan and not pay your California income tax? Old Cali ain't going to be okay with $1 billion not being taxed.
Fight me over it.
And that's what's going to happen. I'm curious how that'll all play out.
He didn't make the money then.
I know. And so him, to a point, is lucky because he makes $2 million a year.
Or your newest Texas Ranger, or your newest
Shohei
Tampa Bay Ray.
Your newest Miami Marlin.
Yeah, you're like, meh.
Yeah, because right now you're $2 million a year. Taxes on that ain't too bad.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. But what happens to that $780 when it kicks in?
You're like, oh.
We've been talking a little bit today about all it takes is having the right people in the room. Well, this team who's struggled for the last 20 years, they might have some right people in the room. I'm curious your thoughts on that, Daniel. Little more baseball. Get your thoughts in 503-864-6326. But that's Casey over there. He's got sports for you.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your NBA playoff bracket is just 2 games away from being officially set as the Charlotte Hornets will take on the Orlando Magic for the 8th and final spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs tonight to see who will face off against the top-seeded Detroit Pistons in the first round. Tip-off at 4:30 for that one, and as the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns, they will wrap up our slate of playing games tonight at 7 p.m. in Phoenix to decide who will be the 8th seed in the West, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round. The Oregon Ducks baseball game versus Illinois has been moved up if you haven't seen it yet. Ducks are on the road in Champaign to take on the Illini. First pitch at 1:30 this afternoon, and you can catch all the coverage over there on 9:10 a.m. when coverage kicks off. Your Portland Timbers, they are on the road taking on the Minnesota United FC tomorrow in St. Paul. Timbers are 2-4-1 on the season as Minnesota comes into the match as the clear betting favorites. Catch all the game day and Timbers coverage right here on 105.1 The Fan when pregame starts at 4:30. And mark your calendars, folks, because we are exactly 6 days away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Ahead of the draft in Pittsburgh, the Houston Texans are locking down their all-pro pass rusher as Will Anderson has agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension, including $134 million guaranteed, to make him the NFL's highest non-paid quarterback ever. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and
Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll have Web Gems, everybody's favorite. Actually going to stay in baseball. I'm so close to getting rid of this cough. I'm so close. So close. I can tell. I can tell. And then in the big nooner today, we'll get into, oh, that's right, the Blazers. They play basketball this weekend. See what I did there?
Yeah.
I should have every tease into break. Coming up next, the Blazers. And then not talk Blazers. And then finally let it pay out. Gotcha.
Just reel them in.
We got him, boys.
Gotcha. Bitch. But a couple last little baseball things. We talked a little bit about ownership as the Padres are finalizing to sell for $4 billion. Well, something interesting that came out about this, normally I don't really pay attention to this stuff, but we've been talking a lot, whether it's college sports, professional sports. We talked about the Raiders yesterday and how kind of a new, fresh set of eyes. You hire the right people, and you can turn things around a lot quicker than you realize. Maybe the Colorado Rockies might be the next team to do this. As the Penner Sports Group, the family entity of Greg and Carrie Penner, they are owners of the Denver Broncos. They just made a minority investment into the Colorado Rockies. They will be the largest minority owner. They are buying 40% of the team. Now, the Broncos are a very storied franchise in the NFL. Of late, they have been very, very good.
Remind me again, who was it that bought the Broncos?
I believe it's the Waltons, correct?
That is the Walmart family.
The Waltons.
They have all of the money.
They have God money.
Yes.
They are closer to Bezos than they are me.
Unlimited money.
Yes. This is who you wanted to buy the Blazers.
I'm worth $1 million.
And it's very, very. I'm very curious by it. Now I have my own little conspiracy theories. Why are the Rockies bad this year again? Why are they not spending money? And I think it's because they're really worried about a lockout. And if they're if our books are dirty, dirty clean, then maybe we can do something fun
when we come back.
Now you bring in this Penner Sports Group family, who I would argue the Russell Wilson deal was a terrible deal. And we all know that. I think it was a little sticker shock when they traded for him, but to trade for a starting quarterback in the NFL is going to cost you money.
Sure.
Now, did we see Russ flaming out? No. Do we expect him Super Bowl? That might have been a push. But they were able to get out of that. They reinvigorated the fan base.
They reset everything.
With Sean Payton coming in. It looks like they found their quarterback in Bo Nix.
Defense is nasty.
Their roster is fantastic top to bottom. I'd argue we think they need a little help in the receiver room, but they bolstered that this offseason. Yep. Some competent management. Can that be brought to the Colorado Rockies? Because right now, with the way that division is set up, the Giants spend money, although they're not very good this year. Arizona was in a World Series 3 years ago. The Dodgers are, the Dodgers. And the Padres just sold for $4 billion. If you're buying a team for $4 billion, I would hope you have money.
Wink, wink.
Wink,
nod,
wink.
nod. And also, they just dog walk the Mariners.
And I think they'll be just fine. That Padres team is got some talent locked in, and that fan base loves that team.
Mm-hmm.
Loves that team. And comes to show out every single day at Petco Park. So I'm curious, are the Rockies the new team on the rise to take a peek at? They got to get out of that Chris Bryant deal.
Well, yeah, I think more than anything, they buy that stake. I bet you over the next 10 years they buy the majority stake. I don't think you buy.
Yeah.
I don't think you buy into 40% with the idea that you're not going to buy into it more.
That is kind of a wild point. Yeah, I own 40%, but I don't have a say.
And I don't think the Walton family is the kind of family it's going to go, we just want a little bit. You know what I mean? That's how I look at that. If you're buying into that, it's not like the Rockies are a team that's out here printing money. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're buying into that much, now you could say the same thing maybe about the Churn family and buying in the Blazers. The Blazers, they make money, but are you printing money? It's not the Dodgers, it's not the Yankees, it's not the Lakers, it's not, any of the big market teams that are like, yeah, the valuation, that's going to go, 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 go. But I'll tell you this, you look around Denver, you look at the sports complex and how they have everything set up in that city, it's pretty sick.
Carrie Penner is the daughter of Rob Walton. So she is a Walton.
Yes.
Right now, the rest of it is owned by the Monfort brothers of the Rockies. I'm trying to learn about them.
All they've ever done is be a development team for the rest of baseball, but specifically the St. Louis Cardinals.
They're sons to Kenneth Monfort, Nepo babies, the previous owner of Monfort of Colorado, a meat packing and distributing company that was acquired by Conagra Foods in '87. So they're Nepo kids who love baseball.
Made their money in meat packing.
That's what she said.
Love it.
You can put it on the board.
I'd like to make my money in meat packing.
It's not too late, Danny. It's not too late. I think I let that clean.
No, you touched that one just a little
Just
bit
too
too
close?
much. Just too much. You got to let that one sit.
Damn it.
You can't touch it.
I'm trying here my best. You can't. Come on. You're the GD producer. You figure it out. Yelling at me about this.
Stepping all over it.
It would be fun, though. I mean, I remember when the Colorado Rockies went to the World Series. That was fun. Matt Holliday, when he busted his chin, sliding into home plate. Todd Helton. It was a good team.
And then they were all gone.
Yeah. It was a good team. That stadium, as I lament endlessly, wax poetically, 15th in attendance last year for the Colorado Rockies.
Well, I mean,
and they are dog.
Well, again, look at where it's at.
Yeah.
It's in the smack dab in the middle of Denver, right off the freeway.
Have you spent time in Denver?
Yeah.
It's a cool town.
I mean,
I like Denver.
I'm not that far away at the academy.
Oh, okay.
So,
I think Denver's a pretty cool town.
you know, I've spent a lot of time in Denver. I mean, I don't want to live there, but it's a cool city.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how many ballparks in July are better than Coors?
Probably not many. I mean, it's not boiling hot.
It's nice, little
Yeah.
breeze.
Brisk breeze, some cheap Coors Lights.
I mean, that's a view's great.
It's not Candlestick or PNC, but it's a place that you want to hang out in the summer.
Look, I'll tell you what, man. It gets chilly at PNC, or at, not PNC, but at Oracle, the Giants,
Yeah.
which is a bitchin' stadium.
Yes.
It's our Oracle now.
I love that place so much. It gets chilly. Because
on the bay.
the bay right
Yeah,
there.
it'll creep up on you, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Denver's a dope spot to watch a baseball game.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, Portland, if they get a
So
team,
would the Willamette. The poop-filled Willamette would
when you're
be a
behind home
dope
base
spot.
and you're looking out over the river and Mount Hood is over the right center.
Stop it.
I mean, whoo, doggy.
Stop it. You're turning me on, man.
Sign me up
There's
for
a
that.
drive in a deep left field by Castellanos. It will be a home run.
Oh, baby.
You imagine you just yanking one over the right field wall and it just lands in the water? Yeah, I said it.
Yanking one, huh? Oakley dokley.
Wait, you never just yank one over the wall?
Sure don't. At least I try not to. At least
They're
not in
making me
public.
work.
At least not in public. I got kids to feed at home.
You were looking far too comfortable back there. had to make you pay attention. For a little bit.
Okay, this is all. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Up next,
Fine.
everybody's favorite Web Gems, 105.1 The Fan.
The new
All right, everybody's favorite. We do this every single day at 11:45. It's Web Gems. But I also like to tell you what we'll get into in the big nooner here as well. Well, the Blazers got a basketball game this weekend. I think it's about time we dive into that bad boy. We'll talk about superstars, get into some defensive assignments, and then we'll just, let the road take us wherever it takes us.
I let the autism brain take over a little bit last night.
Yeah, you get nerding out.
Oh, yeah, I dove into a bunch of stuff.
Okay, all right. It's more work than I did.
There you go.
Last night, what did I do?
I went full beautiful mind on it.
We watched Toy Story last night.
The OG?
The OG.
Nice. It's actually kind of weird how it looks now.
The other night...
The animation has changed so much.
The other night at dinner, the wife printed out March Madness-style brackets of Disney movies, and the five of us filled them out and took it all the way to our Final Four national champion, and then we took everybody's Elite Eights we took everybody's Elite Eights, threw them in a hat, and now we draw from the hat and watch whatever we draw. Because we're tired of people yelling about whose turn it is to choose what to watch. Winners? We did.
Who won?
Everybody had different ones. My winner was The Jungle Book. But I knew that was coming no matter what.
Everybody can't have winners. There can only be one.
Well, we all filled out our own bracket.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, you gotta put it up to a vote.
We just took all the Elite Eight teams and put them in a hat. But there was a lot of crossover. Toy Story was a big crossover.
But I mean,
Frozen was a big crossover.
Sure, but you take the Elite Eight and you put them up head to head. You watch them.
I think if we
this is Highlander, baby, it can be only one.
I think if we did that, it would be Frozen, Toy Story, The Emperor's New Groove, and Peter Pan.
Which one?
We're going to be the Final Four.
OG Disney Peter
OG.
Pan? Okay.
OG.
I would have gone Hook.
And I bet you the Natty would have been Frozen, Toy Story.
Okay.
With a Toy Story win.
That's a 1 seed.
That's a 1 seed. Strong one.
That's
I think they're the one
seed.
overall.
Oh yeah. That's number one in the bracket.
Dude, there was another 1 seed? Cinderella. Yeah.
Cinderella. Yeah, okay.
Dude, Frozen was like a 5 seed.
Oh.
Right?
Really?
That's no love from the committee.
Yeah, really. That's skating into the tournament. That's you lost your conference tournament.
Toy Story 3 was a higher seed than Toy Story 2, though.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that's a debate.
I don't think so either.
The sequel was good. Toy Story 3 is probably the best third of anything, and that includes Star Wars.
Yeah, it's that good.
It's that good. It's right there with Toy Story, the OG. It's right there.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 is the best third of any movie series.
There was a first-round matchup that I think was Alice in Wonderland versus Peter Pan, and I was like, dude, this ain't cool. I love both those movies.
Yeah, I would have gone Pan, though.
Well, I went Pan, but I also like drugs.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. You could just not.
Or you could not. You ever thought of that? Well, kids, don't trust your parents. Alec Boehm's learning that in Philadelphia. He is looking to get $528K back from his parents. He fired his agent, and now he's going full scorched earth. Look, this is one of those tough things. You got to be careful with the people around you. Like, I think about all the Disney kids that we grew up with. How many of them turned out okay and aren't broke? Take Spears, for example. That is an ongoing S show, okay? Miley Cyrus, ongoing S show, although has pulled out of it. Congrats to my girl, Miley.
The reunion show was great.
I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
I heard it was good.
That's a family event.
I watched parts of it.
My middle girl, she is 11. She is hardcore into Hannah Montana right now. So I'm watching a lot of Hannah Montana afternoons at the Harris household.
Boehm's not the worst. Do you remember Jack Johnson? You probably don't. Hockey player? Nothing?
Banana pancakes?
No. Different Jack Johnson.
Oh,
boxer?
Jack Johnson, hockey player.
The jazz player?
2014, he filed for bankruptcy because his parents used power of attorney to borrow $15 million against his future earnings and left him with less than $50,000 and over $10 million in debt.
It's got to be a crazy thought to do. Like, you know what? Casey's my only born son. He's the one that finally made it big. He's playing for the Yanks, right field. He's a lefty, hits that short porch, just got $50 million. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take 40 from him.
That's the dream.
I'm going to take $40 million of his $50 million from him. Like, how big of POS parents do you got to be?
You would have taken 55 of the 50.
Oh, and left him.
They left him with $10 million in debt.
That's so nuts, man.
They took out they have at least 18 high interest rate loans, and they used it for a house, vehicles, and lifestyle expenses.
How many home runs did I rob over the short porch during my time?
Just
4.
Worth it.
That's just wild, though, that parents would do that.
I know, I'm curious how much correlation there is, because Alec Boehm was a pretty big cog in the future of the Phillies. Mm-hmm. Him and Bryson Stott. And both of them have struggled to live up to the high-end prospects. This is his last year as arbitration. He makes 10.2. Then he's going to be a free agent. You got all that. Like, being a free agent is already one thing, going into a contract year, especially your first negotiated.
The first real one.
Because you're out of arbitration. This is your contract, yeah. Alec Boehm.
This is the big one.
And you fired Scott Boras.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy to think, because that guy makes you money. It's hard to play baseball sometimes when you have a lot of that stuff over your head. It's hard to play any sport. Hell, it's hard to come to this job. It's hard to go to your whatever job. If you're slanging pizzas or if you're, an accountant somewhere. You got that hanging over you, dude. It's tough.
It's why there's always a balance with every title team and with every sport. You want to have a couple guys in contract years.
Hmm?
You want to have a couple guys in contract years, because what do guys do in contract years?
Usually ball out. Or they make you go, ooh, nice. Didn't want to pay for that.
Yeah. It's usually one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you look at every title team basically ever, there's usually a guy that contributes and you're like, yeah, that was worth it. Or you get a guy on a cheap deal, the next year later he's like, oh, God, I signed a deal. It wasn't that good. I got to really go out that way for the next couple of years. I got to really perform so this next contract comes up. Or you get a guy who's on a 1-year deal, who's on a prove-it deal or something like that. Like, those things matter, man. They really, because find me a team where everybody's locked up that won a title. Doesn't happen.
It looks like not only did his parents take money out of his LLC to some of it is invested into some funds, a portion of his expenses were sizable amounts for their own use. It looks like they also set aside a war chest for litigation expenses. So they stole money from him to pay what they knew was inevitably going to be a lawsuit.
Against them. That's preemptive, just nastiness.
Dude,
that's
man.
Diabolical.
That's your parents, bro. That's your kid.
That's so crazy.
Alec Boehm's like 25, 26 years old and will never talk to his parents again unless it's in a court of law. How do you come back from that?
I don't know.
How do you sit down with Pops?
You want to talk about
How do you sit down with Pops and say, you know what, Dad, let's bygone be bygone? You want to punch Pops in the face.
We talked about it earlier. The whole idea of like people like praising money, praying to money. I mean, that's those parents are doing.
Yeah.
To cut your kid out and steal from your kid like that? That's insanity to me.
I mean, like,
what other motivation do you have unless you have put money that far up the pantheon?
Unless you've wasted it on something stupid, like you got addiction issues. Like what level does it take?
Spending your kid's money addiction issues?
Spending addiction?
Yeah. Poor
but that's
kid.
Putting money up.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's idolizing it.
That's why I'm broke. That way my kids can't exploit my money.
There you go.
It's pretty nice.
It's a good place to be.
It's a great place to be.
And here comes that midlife crisis.
I'm going to exploit the hell out of theirs, though. Oh, dang. I'm Alec Boehm's parents.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Well, I just want a place to live and someone to take care of me when I'm old.
I had the discussion last night. I was talking about
getting old.
I've always joked with my parents. They're like, "What are you going to do with us when we get old?" I'm like, "Putting you in a home."
Yeah. Hey, Mom, I love you. You ain't moving in.
I'm like, it'll be a nice home. It'll be a nice home.
You know where my sister lives, right? Go to my sister's house.
There you go.
I'll come visit.
My parents are like, you do that? I'm like, yeah, I love you guys, but put you up at home.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Ain't going to happen.
We're watching Landman, and there was a scene in there where they go to an old folks' home and like in their 90s, and I'm like, nah, you can just kind of let me loose in the wild in my 90s.
Now, I will say this. I don't know about our parents' generation, but our generation, old folks' homes are going to be wild.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be wild.
There'll be a lot going on.
Call of Duty, The Office, Mountain Dew, cheeseburgers, tattoos, nipple piercings. Yeah, dude.
Well, the
STDs running wild.
The STD capitals of facilities around this country are old people homes.
Oh yeah, baby.
And
koalas.
It's a lot of that's chlamydia.
A lot of Prince Alberts coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
Coming out of retirement.
There's a lot of loofahs hanging on door handles.
Oh boy. Well, the big nooner is next. The Blazers got a game this weekend. The Spurs. It's a monumental task. Can it be done? An hour to go. 105.1 The Fan. down, one to go here. The firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of your day. Basketball over the weekend, I hope you enjoy that. Baseball over the weekend, I hope you enjoy that. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow as well. Next week, we'll get into some NFL draft stuff for sure as the week is upon us. There's a Timbers game tomorrow night at 5:30, pregame at 4:30, and catch all that action right here. Timbers on the road to Minnesota. I'll be curious to see if James Rodriguez plays for Minnesota. That's what I'll be watching. And if the Timbers can continue some nice momentum after a great win against LAFC last weekend. After us, we'll turn it over to Luke Anderson, bonus hour of the happy hour, with the fan happy hour with Luke Anderson from 1 to 3, and then it's prime time from 3 to 7. Isaac and Suk finishing up 13 hours. Started with the boys this morning, live, local, continuous, regional sports talk radio. I think we'll just hang out with the Blazers this hour. Who do I want to go get a beer with right now? I think the easy answer is obviously Dame, but let's take Dame out of the equation. If I wanted to go get a beer with somebody, Danny, you had to go get a coffee or a beer with somebody. You're going to break your rules and have a beer. Who is your guy? Could be somebody you have a good relationship with right now or somebody you wish you had a better relationship with.
It'd probably be Tease or CD.
Okay.
They're always really interesting dudes. Jeremy would be super high up that list.
I think my number one right now is Drew.
Drew would be super high.
I think I just want to pick Holiday's brain. Like, dude, you are an elite Hall of Fame NBA point guard.
And his wife's a Hall of Fame soccer player.
Talk to me about that, man. Yeah. Like, I want to know about being a point guard in the NBA. Like, an old school throwback point guard in a today's NBA.
And he's been through a lot, what his wife battled.
Yeah.
That guy's lived.
And he's played for a ton of teams, despite being very good everywhere he went. It's weird that nobody really hung on to him.
He's a 2-time title winner, Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah. And he went to UCLA.
Yeah, that's a knock.
Maybe that's the knock. It's a good basketball program.
It is.
When he was there, Ben Howland had that thing rolling.
But, that guy's been successful everywhere. Everywhere.
Surprising nobody really locked him down.
He was always...
Probably because he's old school style point guard.
He was always the second most important guy.
Yeah.
When he was with New Orleans, it's, AD. And even Boogie. Boogie was a monster.
Yeah, it's kind of how I always feel about Rajon Rondo, too. Like, he was so important to those Celtics teams.
Where did Rondo end up playing?
Oh, New Orleans. I saw him with my eyeballs.
Yep. But yeah, whether there's the bigs there, Giannis in Milwaukee, Boston with Tatum and Brown, he's never... Despite being incredibly good.
Even when he was with Giannis, it was Chris Middleton was number 2.
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez was probably number 3.
Yeah. But again, it's just he's been successful everywhere. He's been a winner everywhere. Super, super thoughtful guy too. Super smart.
LA
guy
too. I love his hair.
Great hair. Blazers have great hair.
All of them do.
Drew, Rob, and Jeremy. That's Scoot when he can change it up.
Between the
don't disrespect Tease there too.
Between
the
dreads braids themselves.
Yeah.
Power rank Drew,
Rob.
Jeremy, Tease, and Rob.
Rob's dreads are
Rob
S tier.
Rob with a beanie. I would leave my wife.
S-tier.
It's so crispy.
Yeah.
Tease has the headband, which I like.
And you know who else is gone?
But Drew does kind of the pineapple thing, which I dig. The Steph Castle.
Tumani's a sleeper because two's gone headband with the braids a couple times, and he's had some monster. Headband 2 has been a monster in some games.
Let's get into the monsters of these games. Your superstar on superstar competition here is Victor Wembanyama, the big guy from down there.
My good friend Wembanyama.
And Denny Avdia. Somehow... averaging a stat line that only Hall of Famers have done yet won't win Most Improved Player of the Year. Riddle me that, Batman. From an eyeball perspective, Danny, how much do you think the league, the fans across the league, will be able to take, we'll be able to stop gargling Victor Wembanyama to appreciate what the Portland Trailblazers have?
It doesn't have to be that. You can do both.
You can do both.
You can do both. And here's the thing. You're going to have both these guys both making their postseason debuts. I'm not counting the play-in game for Denny, but boy, did he ball out. You have a player in Victor Wembanyama, for my money, is the best defensive player in the history of the league. He's the biggest, longest, freakiest mover the league has ever seen. And what he can do, like if you're talking about the radius, like you've ever seen like a timeout at a game where they put on the big bubbles and run into each other? Imagine that bubble, but it is as wide as he can reach.
About 7'7", probably.
I actually think his wingspan's actually longer than that. I believe it's.
I'll look it up.
I think it's 7'9", or it might be 8 feet. It's ridiculous.
It's 8 feet.
Yeah, it's 8 feet. Yeah. So you put an 8-foot bubble on him and make it go. Same thing. His standing reach is also going to be. It's like 11 feet. So put that. That's what he is without jumping. That's the space that he can take up, and he moves like he moves. He moves like a guy who's quite literally a foot shorter. It's terrifying.
Also, the other, there's the physicality. We all know the physicality, like the tools that Wemby has. He also has something that I don't see on a lot of the Euro players.
He's nasty.
And I don't see it on, honestly, sometimes some of the American players. Some of them got it. KD will turn it on from time to time. Steph will turn it on when he needs it. But nobody gives an S more than Wemby does, it feels like.
Yeah,
Jokic, we know this. Luka gives an S.
I was going to say, Luka's one of those.
Luka gives an S, but I'll still give Wemby credit. I think he cares more.
Look
at the All-Star game.
Well, just look at the playoffs when Luka's there. Look at Luka. You want to talk about playoff risers? Look at Luka Doncic and Donovan Mitchell. Those are two of the best playoff performers of the last 50 years. When the lights get bright,
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy's a
Butler.
perfect one.
Great example.
When lights get bright, those dudes rise to the occasion. Donovan Mitchell's one of the best all-time playoff scorers ever. Luka Doncic is one of the best playoff performers ever. You look at his box score, his contributions, it is Luka is damn near averaging a 30-point triple-double.
Now, what will be interesting with Wemby is if he rises to that performance. Because I think upstairs, he's got it.
And here's the thing. Wemby plays just under 30 minutes a game. I think they'll probably play him 32 and a half, 33, probably right because it's playoffs. So you're going to ramp up a little bit. What's insane about him...
Unless you can put the Blazers away early, then
sure,
you'll rest
but I'm talking about if you're talking about competitive
games.
He despite not being a 38 to 40 minute a night guy, his impact is otherworldly on both ends of the floor. And it's going to be a really interesting matchup because they're not going to care about Donovan Clingan offensively. Wemby's going to park in the paint. Denny damn near averaged a 30-point triple-double against the Spurs this year. But guess who didn't play? Wembanyama.
Yep.
So that's going to change. But if you told me that Denny walks out of this series 26, 7, and 6, it's not going to surprise me.
No.
I think even with Wemby sitting there, I still think he's going to find a way to be incredibly productive.
And I think that's my only big concern if I were to if you ask me, what's your number one concern? My number one concern is that Denny can't get into the paint. And if Denny can't get into the paint, this team's going to have to rely on shooting. And this team already kind of struggles with it. There could be a game where, again, Jeremy, I've said this last week, Jeremy has 28, Drew has 32. If Denny only has got 17, 18, but those guys can pick it up. Maybe Shea has some nice numbers off the bench. Maybe.
What happens on a night where Donovan gets into foul trouble?
Well, I think that's going to be every night.
Well,
honestly.
it's not just that. Don's not going to be on Gobert on Wemby that much. He's just not. Yesterday I said I think Shaden might start. I think they might start Jeremy because I think Jeremy and 2 are going to get the assignment on Wemby.
And let's go there. Let's jump into that. I want to dive right into this matchup situation because I've got my thoughts. I trust you, Danny. You're a little more plugged in, a little more nerdy than I am. But let's talk matchups. How do you guard Wemby? But also, who are you throwing on Steph Castle? De'Aaron Fox is a wily vet, and also what they might do to prevent Portland from getting out of it. Blazers take on the Spurs. More to come. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
Blazers take on the Spurs Sunday, 6 p.m. Peacock, NBC. Mike Tirico, Jamal Crawford, Reggie Miller. It's going to be fascinating, Danny. We can talk about a conversation about your starting five, or do you want to talk matchups right now?
Do a little bit of both here. I think one thing's going to kind of feed in the other. There's a couple different things you're going to have to think about. And the reason I brought it up in that Denny Wemby kind of theory of stars kind of going at it, I brought up Wemby's minutes on purpose because if Wemby plays 30, there's 48 in a game. Mm-hmm. 18 you can work with. So let's give you a window of 14 to 18 minutes a night that you can play without Victor Wembanyama on the floor.
You better take advantage
You
of
got to
that.
win those.
You have to. And I would argue not win those, dominate them.
You have to win them, like that bare minimum. You have to win those minutes. Okay, Victor Wembanyama this year, of like guys who qualify, 97th percentile in on-off rate for effective field goal percentage change. Almost a 5% difference on and off the floor. Here is the frequency. This is where it gets nuts. See if it'll actually load. Number one, Wemby's accuracy drop. It is a 4% drop at the rim, which is 88th percentile. It is an 8% drop in short rim field goal accuracy, which is 98th percentile. He is in the 99th percentile in mid-range drop. If you think you're going to hit that, here's where Wemby's terrifying. Yes, he's terrifying at the rim, but Denny has kind of gone to get guys off balance. He's added in the pull-up little floater, push shot, pull-up 8 to 12-footer. Wemby takes those away because when he plants his foot and he's 7'6" and has a 12-foot standing reach, you don't shoot over that guy, right?
He basically goaltends without needing to goaltend.
Yes. So his deterrence, like the best player in the league with minutes played as far as frequency, is Donovan Clingan.
That's my guy.
Donovan Clingan is the 100th percentile. Teams shoot at the rim 8.3% less than when he is on the floor. Victor Wembanyama is in the 97th percentile at the rim. In short mid, he is in the 96th percentile. Long mid, he's in the 8th percentile because people are like, well, maybe we should here. There is a 7.2% uptick of three-point frequency when Victor Wembanyama is on the floor. That means teams are going, we can't get in there. We need to shoot threes. We need to pull him out of the paint. This comes into the Donovan Clingan of it all. Wemby's not going to guard Clingan. He's going to guard Jeremy Grant, Tumani Kamara, Chris Murray, insert big wing here. He's going to park his butt in the paint. That's what he's going to do because he can help and recover and be a complete and utter monster. Donovan Clingan's going to have to knock down threes. On the flip side, if you're talking about matchups, Donovan Clingan is very likely not going to pick up Wemby on purpose.
I agree, and I think you would. I think you're going to lose Donovan Clingan real soon if you try to do that. So that's the question: is when you're looking at how to maximize. Now, do you take that lumps and hope that you contain Wemby to under 30 points to a sacrificial lamb? Like, is it worth putting Tumani Kamara on a Victor Wembanyama?
Two and Jeremy are going to spend their time there.
When you could put a Tumani Kamara on a Steph Castle?
You put him on Fox.
You put him on Fox? Well, then can you put Drew Holiday on Steph Castle?
Sure.
Because I think there is
you want to dare Steph Castle to shoot threes.
Exactly.
That's what you want to do.
And I think there is a very, very big chance that obviously this will be the Wemby coming out party. Steph Castle scares me of I'm in the playoffs and my name's Steph Castle. I won 2 titles at UConn. I've been in big games and I got the big fella down there. I'll go.
His name is also Drew Holiday. So on the flip side of that,
agreed.
You go, I've been here before. I'm the best defender at the guard position.
Listen here, kid.
You're the new version of me.
Yeah, let me show you how this is done.
If in my world, the way that I would set this up,
Steph Castle terrifies
my
me.
starting lineup would be Drew, 2, Denny, Jeremy, Don. I would put Drew on Steph. I would put 2 on Fox. 2 is one of the... Who does Tumani Kamara guard best? It's quick guards.
Yeah, it's quick guards.
Because he's stronger than them and he can kind of body him up and he can run with them all day.
You're lucky to have him because he can take. Does Luka count as a quick guard? He's 6'7".
But no, the thing is, 2 can guard Jokic, and Jamal Murray.
You know, I know that. This isn't about Toumani Kamara's abilities. It's just, yes, he is very good at guards. I worry sometimes, and maybe I'm underselling De'Aaron Fox, that Toumani on De'Aaron Fox is a little overkill.
De'Aaron Fox is a Bayou guy.
But maybe De'Aaron Fox might be the fastest guy with the ball in the league.
And maybe I'm overhyping Steph Castle, too. So maybe this is on me.
I think you are a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Steph Castle is a gamer.
If De'Aaron Fox is able to get past that first level of the
You're
defense,
in trouble.
you're in trouble. Because now Victor Wembanyama is sitting there going, lob, lob. And De'Aaron Fox is going, all right, if I have a Wembanyama on the other side of the paint, this lane is mine.
I think I'm with you on that starting lineup concept, though. I think I'm with you in that sense of it helping you defensively. Because you're going to have to pick your poison here. When you open the gates, are you trying to find out the best defensive matchups? And if that is having Jeremy run some time on Wemby, go for it. The flip side is now Jeremy's a scorer, so I don't want this to sound like I'm taking away from Jeremy. The flip side is you need scoring too. So does that kick Shea to the bench? But what does Shaden off the bench look like against second unit San Antonio? Or in that 18 minutes that you don't have Wemby, is Shaden the guy that you can rely on to win those 18 minutes? Or is it a Jeremy Grant? Because let me tell you who it's not. And I'll look at the YouTube camera, and I'm talking directly in your car radio. It ain't Scoot.
No.
Not this time. We can maybe check back next year, and hopefully he takes that leap. But in this series, it ain't happening.
You want to see it happen?
Of course I do. I'm rooting for it.
I don't think
Prove me wrong.
I don't think you're building that into the game plan.
No.
So let's take a look at some of the macro stuff here real quick. Trailblazers are the number one second chance points team in the league. 16% of their points this season came from second chance points.
That's Donovan, offensive rebounding, baby.
He's the best offensive rebounder in the league. MASH. Here's the problem. Spurs are the best defensive rebounding team in the league.
Yeah.
And now here's something else to think about.
Number of possessions.
Beyond that, as much as you were said, like Wemby on lobs and rolls and stuff like that is a problem, it is. Because if that guy has a free lane, you throw it up, there ain't nobody going up with him. But where Wemby spends most of his time is above the break threes. With that, if the Spurs are doing that and they're not hitting the offensive glass, where is Victor Wembanyama? He's above the break of the three-point line. Where is he on defense? He's a lot closer to the rim. Where do the Blazers thrive?
At the rim. That's my concern with
transition
Denny.
opportunities, early clock opportunities, getting downhill. Well, if Wemby's sitting out the three-point line, he's able to play in between the three-point lines. Because I'll tell you right now, I have talked to a lot of NBA players about Wemby. These are guys that have never in their life seen somebody like Wemby. I remember talking to Jeremy Grant the first time he played.
I don't think you have to be an NBA player to know that.
Well, no.
I never seen
But no,
anybody
these are
like
guys
him
that
either.
play against dudes all the time.
These are the 7-footers.
Yes, you know what I mean? Like there's no way that, like, they all told me, you have to rewire your brain. I remember the first time LaMarcus Aldridge's post fadeaway got blocked was by Anthony Davis. It was like seeing a Greek god bleed. I was like, that's the most unblockable shot in the league because he released it so high, leaning back. Young AD got a fingertip on it, and I was like, oh no.
Well, old street clothes, when he came into the league, that was his jam. Like, he was all-world defensively. That's why he's a top 75 player of all time.
But with Wemby, it warps your brain. Like, the number of bailouts when, like, you start, the record scratches, if they started keeping a record scratch stat, Wemby would set it and would never be touched ever again.
Look, I understand that, but if you're saying, like, you have to keep Wemby outside of that lane to be able to open that opportunity, you should get fired if you're any head coach of a team with Wemby taking him out of that center lane, knowing this Blazer team. This team is going to want to drive. There's no way you're going to catch them with Wemby outside of the paint that often.
It's not about that. It's like, can you make sure, number one, make sure the Spurs aren't attacking the offensive glass? Because if they are and you're losing that battle with Wemby not in there, that's a problem, number one, because the Blazers are not a good defensive rebounding team. Number two, if the Blazers are this great offensive rebounding team, but the Spurs are a great defensive rebounding team,
which one breaks? And I'm probably going to, unfortunately, as much as I love my boy DC,
just going to lean on Wemby.
I'm just going to lean on Wemby just for pure size.
Now, here's another one.
You know, there's one thing for tactics and boxing out and footwork, etc., and how your half-court offense looks on the return, etc., all that stuff. The guy's 7'6", 7'5".
Spurs were the number 3 overall defense in the entire NBA this year. They were number 1 in opponent or in foul rate. they don't foul. So take that off the table. And it's the playoffs.
Well, yeah, if you're Wembanyama, you don't have to foul. Just put your hands up.
And you've got guys like Steph Castle who play a lot bigger than they are. So you start looking for opportunities like, okay, where are the Blazers good? Offensive glass, transition. The Spurs also don't allow transition opportunities, and they were top 5, I think, or 6.
You've also got a great scoring wing defender in Tumani. So because if like a Steph Castle gets hot from 3, if De'Aaron starts taking 3, Harper comes off the bench, starts making 3s, someone got to get on that ass.
And that's the thing is, like, when you take
hard,
when you're looking at the Spurs, you want De'Aaron Fox and Steph Castle shooting 3s. They're 33% 3-point shooters.
Yep.
That's where you want them living. You don't want Devin Vassell. You don't want Champagnie. I mean, Harrison Barnes is a guy who throughout his career...
You don't want Champagnie to be the guy to beat you.
No, I mean, Keldon Johnson was 36% from 3. Dylan Harper is 34% from 3, but Harrison Barnes was 38%, or excuse me, 37%. Champagnie was 38%. Devin Vassell was 38%. Like, there's guys like, this is where the scouting reports matter. When you're going to help off somebody, you need to know where you're helping off of. Those little mistakes, the Blazers got in transition a lot this year, but they weren't great on a points per possession basis. The Spurs, they're one of the best defenses in the league at limiting transition opportunities because they don't hit the offensive glass, and defensive points per possession defensively. They're one of the best in the league. So all of these things that the Blazers do well, the Spurs also do well on the defensive side. So this is where it comes back to the non-Wemby minutes. Donovan Clingan, when Luke Cornett is in there, needs to be an absolute monster. He needs to beat him up. And I'm not just talking about the offensive glass. He needs to score. He needs to punish. His physicality has to come to the fore. Otherwise, this is going to be a bloodbath real quick.
How much minutes does Rob Will play? As much as you can get out of him?
I think you're looking at 16 to 18 a night.
As much as you can get out of him.
There's no back-to-backs.
Can you push him to 20?
On a given night, yeah. Yeah, you can.
503-864-6326. Is there a world where we can get Wemby or one of their key players in foul trouble to change the game, spin the access, and make it a different game? I agree we win 1 out of 10 if we just let Wemby go nuts. And then that's an interesting thought. Do you just let Wemby do his thing and try and shut down everyone else?
That's the Jokic line. Like,
yeah. But
you know,
Jokic can drop 45, 15, and 11.
Well, that's the thing is you either make him a scorer or you make him a passer.
Yeah.
Like, do you double him and get the ball out of his hands and let everybody else beat you? Or do you single cover him and make him be a scorer and stay on everyone else?
That's the question. How the Blazers get this done in game 1. Let's not talk about the series. 1 game at a time. We'll come back Monday and reassess. New information creates new opinions. But right now, how do the Blazers steal game 1? We'll go there next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your NBA playoff bracket is just 2 games away from being set, as the Charlotte Hornets will take on the Orlando Magic tonight for the final spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs to see who will face off against the top-seeded Detroit Pistons in the first round. Tip-off at 4:30 for that one. As the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns, they will wrap up our slate of play-in games tonight at 7 p.m. in Phoenix to decide who will be the 8th seed in the West to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round. The Oregon Ducks baseball game versus Illinois has been moved up if you haven't seen it yet. Ducks are on the road in Champaign to take on the Illini. First pitch at 1:30 this afternoon, as you can catch all of the coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when it kicks off. Your Portland Timbers are on the road taking on Minnesota United FC tomorrow in St. Paul. Timbers are 2-4-1 on the season as Minnesota comes into the match as the clear betting favorites. Catch all the game day and Timbers coverage right here on 105.1 The Fan when pregame starts at 4:30. And mark your calendars, folks, because we are just 6 days away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Ahead of the NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, the Houston Texans, they have locked down their all-pro pass rusher as Will Anderson. He has agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension. That includes $134 million guaranteed to make him the NFL's highest non-paid quarterback ever. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's Window into the Fan.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all way day long.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way into the weekend. Should be a nice little weekend out there. I'll be at the Wallflowers show tonight. Hope to see you. Say hi. You can hang out. Smoke cloves like we did in the 90s. I did not smoke cloves in the 90s.
What are the chances you're the youngest person in that audience?
Slim, but what are the chances that the average age is higher than me? High.
I think that's guaranteed.
No one's going to be higher than me, though.
Unbelievable.
You can put it on the ball.
Nah, there's definitely going to be people there. Dude, I heard Joe Freeman's going to eat a gummy. That's going to be that. You're in a different level than I am, amigo. I'll play it chill.
I got nothing.
'Tis the season.
'Tis always the season, amigo. Oh, that is true.
Monday's a holiday.
Is that Monday? Monday's the holiday? Oh, how are we celebrating, boys?
Sober.
I'm going to bring in a bunch of stuff that makes Danny think they're all tainted, and then Casey and I can just eat them, and Danny won't.
I mean, I can smell them.
Make brownies.
They all smell like crap.
No, I don't think so.
They all smell like crap.
Depends on how you do it, man.
No, there's no depending how you do it. It all smells like complete and utter crap. None of it ever smells good.
Ooh, unsmoked flour is
No,
amazing.
it smells like a
It's
skunk's butthole.
Absolute best.
Oh, it's like a skunk going to a French restaurant, like putting on its finest attire.
No, it's disgusting.
Oh, that high-end hydroponic stuff smells delicious.
Smells
You like the smell of coffee?
No.
All right, that's fair then.
Yeah, see? He doesn't like nice things.
No. God, no.
That's his only argument is no.
It smells horrid.
I think it smells very earthy and herbaceous.
Yeah, like matcha, which also smells like somebody's taint.
Earthy.
It's so gross.
Can you say that word on the radio?
Sure.
Okay.
I did.
I mean, you did. Did somebody's nuts.
Yeah, come on.
Blazers take on the Spurs, 6 o'clock tip on the Peacock. Or you can listen to it on the radio if you like. My buddy Tyler over there will be on the call.
Indeed.
Now, somebody mentioned this. I think it was on the YouTube chat. And I want to preface that I don't think anybody's saying tank the game. That's not what I'm saying. Is this let's go out there and ball out and see what happens, or is this let's play it easy and see what's happening before we really dive into this kind of game?
Sure.
Like, are we running at it, or are we going to sit back and see what the Spurs are planning on doing?
I mean, you have your game plan. That's what you're going to do. You're going to go out in game one and
game plan for the Blazers is play defense, get Danny downhill, and hope to hit some threes.
And it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do with Wemby.
Control the offensive glass.
How they cover him, how much they look to run, how much they look to hit the offensive glass.
Can you outrun Wemby?
With who?
I just mean pace-wise. We've seen this team at a high pace this year.
He doesn't play heavy minutes, so I don't think so. I mean, and you want to talk about a guy that size in better shape, find me him. Doesn't exist. Like nobody's. That's what makes him terrifying. Nobody's ever moved like him at that size.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, in the playoffs, you slow down. So I don't think that now when you can find those opportunities, here's the thing. They need to really capitalize in transition. When they do get opportunities, they have to capitalize. The Blazers were one of the worst half-court offenses in the league. So you're going to need some shooting luck to go your way. Some guys are going to have to knock down threes. The Spurs,
it can't be a Denny-only thing night.
No. The Spurs are going, like, without talking directly to Mitch Johnson, the Spurs are going to pack the paint and go, shoot, we dare you.
Yep.
If their game plan is anything other than that, he should be probably shot into the sun.
Yep, and that's why you got to hope Jeremy Grant, Drew Holiday, Tumani.
It's another reason
Donovan,
why I think Jeremy might start.
Shaden.
Is because not only is he going to guard Wemby, you need somebody out there you can trust from three, and you don't trust Scoot or Shea from three.
And Shaden could get hot. He has the potential. But when you're talking trust, I'm going to trust Jeremy and Drew.
So that's another reason I think you go down that lane. I'm going to be really interested to see, because you're probably going to script a couple of plays, a couple of looks to start the game to see like some pet plays, some pet actions, and you're going to pocket some stuff.
Yeah, what do they call it in football? Your first 10,
your
first 12, whatever it is.
You're going to have your scripts you're going to go off of. And now they'll have some pet actions that they're going to go into, I'm sure. And they're probably going to have some pet schemes defensively they're going to go into. And it's going to be interesting to see. I bet the Spurs are going to under every pick and roll coverage with Denny and Darren to shoot over the top so they can stay underneath everything and play catch. You're going to see a lot of people sagging in and helping. You're going to see Steph Castle and De'Aaron Fox and Devin Vassell and all those guys. They're all going to dig down. Can Denny find a way to exploit that and exaggerate some contact and get to the free throw line in a time of year that free throws become a premium? Mm-hmm. Like if Denny can still get to the line 10 times, I think that's a win.
Well, that was my big question against the Suns. This is playoff basketball. Is Denny going to still get some of those calls? At the end of the night, it was a little bit of struggle in the first half, but at the end of the night, he got there 13 times. Could have made more. That's the meat on the bones that we talked about, and some misses that should have gone in. But he got 13 against the Suns. Now, I don't think the Suns do have some nice defensive pieces. They don't have a lane killer like Wemby can be. That's going to be the real question for me again, is can Denny draw those fouls? And again, is there any room to breathe in that paint? Because I don't think there's going to be.
To be honest, no matter how many games this series goes, I don't think there's ever going to be room in the paint.
There shouldn't be. To your point, if there is, someone should get fired. Because
here's the reality. The Blazers may steal a game because they shoot 44% from three as a team.
Tumani Kamara's 7 of 9 from downtown.
Drew knocks down 5.
Shane's got 20 off the bench.
Shea knocks down 4. Jeremy knocks down. Like, damn, everybody's hitting. And you know what it'll do to the Spurs game plan? Well.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get him next time.
Because the next game, the Blazers are going to shoot 31% as a team from three. And you're going to go, the playoffs is about, because it's a series, because it's not one and done. You're playing the long game.
What do you think we learned from this series?
Who's a riser?
Can we learn that in one game, or do you want to see the whole four?
No, it's a series. You see what you get out of it.
Spoiler alert, I just said the whole four.
Yeah. No.
Freudian slip, I apologize.
When somebody is taking away the things that you want to do, and this is what I talked about yesterday with Denny, or Wednesday with Denny, everybody knows he wants to go right. Everybody knows he wants to go downhill. If he still does it, he still gets there, and he still scores. The question is efficiency. How efficient can Denny be in those opportunities? And it's the old adage, it's a make or miss league. Well, duh. But if they're going to sag off that much,
ball going hoop.
Guys have got to knock down shots.
Yeah.
You've got to step up. And that's, like it or don't, that's the reality.
This texter's point, Sharp better shoot those wide open threes. You better pull up. I think that's the thing, too. Don't overthink it. I think that's something that Tiago says to the guys. Look, if it's Jeremy at the 3-point...
Whose eyes are too wide?
If it's Jeremy at the 3-point line, Tumani at the 3-point line, Drew Holiday, Shaden Sharp, hell, I'll even say Donovan Clingan. If any of those dudes are at the 3-point line and they've got the shot, you take it. I think you take it.
I think the adage there is for the most part, yes, but I don't think you necessarily want Don jacking threes.
I understand
but here's
that.
The reality.
I don't expect Don to be living at the 3-point line.
They are.
But they might be. I don't know if the Blazers are expecting that. We'll see that on Sunday.
I think that's what's because if he's in the paint, now you've got Wemby and him in the paint.
Okay, then I will take Donovan out of this. But those other four, if they're at the 3-point line and it's open, you take the shot.
To me, the most important.
I don't want him chucking threes either, but you might have to a little bit.
The most important 3-point shooter on this team is Denny.
Because
if he's hitting threes, guess what the defense has to do?
I think
that's when the defense has to step out.
Agreed, and that's when he can open up the lane. I like those other people from three more than Denny.
But you can like them more, but the guy who has to hit them the most,
I agree,
off the dribble is Denny.
If he hits them from three, you're right. That paint will open up a little bit.
You got to step out,
and they'll pull Wemby out. Is Wemby on Denny?
No, they're going to have him weak side. They're going to have him sitting in the paint. They'll put him on 2. Or they'll put him on Donovan and just give him all the space in the world.
Yeah. I'll show you offensive rebounding.
Wemby's not playing above the free throw line unless the Blazers go small. Unless they've got Jeremy at the 5 kind of a deal. In which case, they probably hide him on 2 in the corner and let him play from the weak side because he can cover that much space.
How does the series play out? Obviously, we'll circle back on this on Monday, but I'm curious, our going into Game 1 thoughts.
I'm really interested to see how the Blazers come out and whose eyes are too big. That's really what I want to see in Game 1. And not just for the Blazers, for the Spurs. Whose eyes are too big?
Who gets lost in the moment?
Yeah. Who gets a little lost in the sauce? Who is the moment a little too big for? And then how they rebound in Game 2. Or don't. Because that's the thing. Is
both sides.
On both sides. Look, I think Wemby's going to be a killer. I think Wemby's going to put up monster numbers.
If San Antonio blows out, say they win by 20 in Game 1, do they look flat in Game 2, or do they put their foot on the gas and win by 20 again? That'll tell you something.
Are they a stone cold killer already?
That'll tell you something.
And that's when you start going, oh.
Blazers catch a game in this series?
Yeah, I think they get one. I think
at home?
I liked it. I'd love it to be Game 3.
I'd love for a home crowd to get a win.
I'd love for Game 3 to be a win because then you know what you get in Game 4? You don't have a crowd going, it's over.
Yeah, that Game 4 crowd will be real sad.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think that Game 4 crowd is going to be real sad.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's pretty likely going to be sweet, but I think the Blazers are going to get one.
That'd be rad.
Game 3 at home would be pretty dope.
Look, I think there's a chance. I don't think there's a chance. Well, there's always a chance. Are any of these teams in the playoffs undeniably unstoppable?
No, because I think the Thunder, the matchup for the Spurs, I think the Spurs are a better matchup.
See? So, anything can happen in the West.
But I also think the Nuggets are kind of nightmare fuel for the Spurs. For the Spurs.
And I also think
so, too.
A healthy Dame on this Portland team, this matchup, we look at this completely different.
The gravity offensively is a lot different.
And we will when it gets to it. I swear to God, I don't want to hear Damian Lillard's name anymore.
We're going to hear it a lot.
I swear to God.
We're going to hear it a lot.
But to your point, you think the Spurs match up the best against the Thunder.
Mm-hmm. I think
but also the
rock,
Nuggets.
paper, scissors, it's Nuggets match up better
Nuggets
with the Spurs.
match up better with the Spurs. Dare I say Minnesota might beat Denver
Yes.
because they match up a little better against Denver.
Yeah, there's some rock, paper, scissors in that group.
Let's play a little fun with the playoffs and look around the rest of it as the Blazers will take on the Spurs on Sunday, 6 p.m. tip. You can catch it on the radio or on Peacock. When we come back, closing arguments to send you on your way. 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for Easy Play, brought to you by Home Z, making home improvement easy.
Fly ball right field. This could be trouble. Judge is back. Out to the wall. It's a grand slam. Joe Adele busts it open to the opposite field and the short porch. 4 more for the Angels.
That is Angels television right there as Joe Adele hits a grand slam. Boy, the Angels aren't very good, but they kind of whacked some runs on the Yankees over the weekend or over the week, which is a little alarming. Don't worry. There's some reinforcements coming. Schlittler on the mound tonight for the Yankees. Should be a good game for them. We'll see if they bounce back. This Easy Play brought to you by HomeZ. Use HomeZ's online calculator to estimate your project instantly. Make it easy. Call HomeZ. That's HOMZE. HomeZ.com. All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. We'll turn it over to Luke Anderson at 1 o'clock. There's no Duck Insider today, so if you're looking forward to that, sorry. But I believe there's a Duck baseball game. Is that what we got going on?
Yes, coverage starts at 1:15 over on 9:10 a.m.
Slide over to 9:10 if you want some Duck action. They're playing baseball today. Otherwise, you get a bonus hour with Luke today. Danny, let's take a quick peek around the rest of the playoffs. This texter, 503-864-6326. Love how no one is talking about the Timberwolves. Well, the Timberwolves have kind of struggled a little bit down the stretch.
T-Wolves and Rockets both.
Yeah, the T-Wolves are kind of bordering a little bit. Look, I really like how this team was built, the roster construction of it. I love Ant Edwards. Rudy Gobert is an all-time defensive player. Julius Randle made that list. That if we're going to sit here and pound our chest about Denny on that list, you got to give some credit to Julius Randle.
Player, but they lost Nah. I mean, Nickeil Alexander-Walker was a big loss, and they weren't able to replace that. Jay McDaniels has been great for them. Ant missed games, but that's the thing. I mean, they rely on Ant so much. And, he's
the kind of player you can rely on, but they do rely on him too much. I love watching them. I think McDaniels is dope. They still got DiVincenzo. That's a nice little shooter off the bench.
They still haven't figured out the point guard spot.
I know.
mean, you lose Nah and your point guard plays.
They had Mike Conley. That was the answer.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just got old.
He's just old, yeah. Let's see here. Looking around, what matchup is your favorite? I think mine is Denver, Minnesota. If we're not counting Blazers.
Knicks, Hawks.
Just for chaos?
Just for chaos. I hope the Hawks win that series.
Is anyone outside of the city of New York rooting for the Knicks?
I have a lot of Knicks fans, friends, and media members, and I love those guys, but sometimes they need to get knocked down. The Knicks need to get knocked down a peg. It's like, hey, guys, you've been up against it and come up short for basically ever.
I just mentioned,
go do the thing and then puff it out.
I just mentioned the Minnesota roster construction, which I kind of like their big three. I think it's going to lack if you're trying to win a title. Boy, I have said this all season. There is no, maybe outside of the Clippers, there is no roster I can't stand more than the New York Knicks. And they have players that I like.
Sure.
I like Bridges. I love Josh Hart. Brunson is a very, very good player. Cat, he's got his own issues, but he's a great player. Those four together are an absolute disaster. It just doesn't work. It just, for whatever reason, it just doesn't work.
The Hawks team, and they may end up with a very, 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 very good player in this draft because of that Pelicans pick. You might add AJ DeBonsa to
Cam Boozer to that squad,
to Jalen Johnson.
Like, you might worst case scenario get Darius Acuff in Atlanta. That might be your worst case scenario.
Is that around there?
Yeah.
But I mean, AJ DeBonsa or Darren Peterson ending up in Atlanta is terrifying.
Stop.
Terrifying.
What if Ariza figures it out, too?
They shove Trae Young at the door and say, peace, and get way better.
I know. I can't do it because of CJ. I'm out.
The other one is I want to watch Detroit. I mean, I think there'll be a buzzsaw. I can't stand Boston. I hope Detroit comes out of the East. I love Cade. I love Sarr. I love Duran.
We think Detroit will play Charlotte, right? You got Charlotte tonight in
that
game.
I think so.
I think so, too. Especially LaMelo dodged a suspension.
Yeah.
I just think the Magic are kind of cheeks, and I think this season's over for them.
Yeah, there's a coach getting fired there.
Detroit is an interesting one. See how Duran, Cade, and how that crew plays in the playoffs, because they're young, too.
They pushed the Knicks to 7 last year.
I mean, if we're going to... Yeah, if you're going to say, this Spurs team doesn't have any experience, I mean, Detroit's there a little bit as well.
I mean, they have guys because of last year, though. So, I think this is, to be honest, I think the way these playoffs are setting up, I think they're going to be fun. I think we'll get some good matchups.
The matchup that I have the least amount of interest in, other than some of the 1-8, 2-7s, just because I just like Boston, Philly. I'll take Boston in 5. Maxey will have a 40-point game and win one. I think Lakers, Rockets are going to be it's going to be a rough watch. I'll take the Rockets in 5 or 6 simply because I don't know when Luka's coming back and KD is still KD. Although, LeBron got anything?
I mean,
last go around as a Laker, maybe?
Maybe.
I'm only being nice to the guy.
Maybe.
That has no sauce for me.
No, I don't care about that.
I really like Denver, Minnesota. I root for this Minnesota team, but I also like Jokic. I like Jamal Murray. I like Gordon. They don't have Michael Porter Jr. anymore, so they're easier for me to root for in Denver. I think that'll be a fun series. Real quick, before they start, you want to just funsies? I will take Oklahoma City over Boston in 6.
I'm taking Spurs over Pistons.
Spurs over Pistons.
Spurs over Pistons.
Spurs over Pistons.
That's the matchup I picked before the season, and I haven't seen anything that's made me change my mind on that. OKC's a great team, but I think the Spurs are going to figure it out, which is they're going to skip the step, which goes against the grain of what I believe. But
it really does. It's not fair.
I look at Wemby and I just go, he has the chance to be the best player, most impactful player the game's ever seen.
I know it's interesting. I'm curious what the San Antonio peeps are like right now. You know, like we sit up here and we're kind of
I think they're thinking conference finals at minimum.
No, I mean in the sense of like we're talking about who steps up, what the spotlight looks like. They're all banking on Wemby, and I think they have every right to bank on Wemby. But also like. What if the lights are too big for Steph Castle? What if the lights are too big for Dylan Harper? You know, what if they really struggle?
It's a good thing those guys are in their first and third years.
Yeah, not too bad.
Or second years.
Not too bad, especially with that veteran point guard there in De'Aaron Fox. Well, have fun this weekend. It'll be a great game no matter what. At least your feels are all there. Draft picks be damned. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation, peace treaties, not war plans. Be safe out there this weekend. Timbers, 4:30 pregame, 5:30 kick right here on Portland Sports Leader. For Danny Marang, that is Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.
Portland Perks. Looking for some fun?